Okay, hope everyone is still doing well. There we go. This, that.
You guys have to update, or if you updated the
Yeah, we updated already.
I update.
Okay. I need to update, but it's half done.
Okay.
It's almost done, so it's super quick.
Good internet now.
Yay. Way better than when I lived in the countryside.
Yeah.
Did they finally do the thing? Have they always had the newest war bond at the top of the menu?
They always
I feel like
that.
it used to, you have to always scroll down.
Yeah. I think I remember that as well.
Look familiar? Seems like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could be next.
Anyway. You know what's funny, actually? Like, aren't there like two things that called like sample radar or finder or something, and they both don't help you find samples? Yeah, that's okay. That is so okay. I saw that, and I'm just like, how? I'm going over it, by the way, because so it is now in Masters of Ceremony. The newest one, they added sample scanner. You're like, oh, a scanner for samples. No, it gives you 50% chance to retrieve twice the samples on sample pickup. Which is good, but what the fuck? Why is it called sample scanner? Why sample scanner?
Sample scammer.
But then like sample extricator from the one before, large enemies now have a small chance to drop samples on death, capped at 10 drops per mission. How high is that chance? I don't know. It's like, okay. Would be nice to have an actual sample scanner, though. Yeah. Oh yeah, also the laser revolvers apparently pretty solid. Like, not as good as how's it called? Not as good as the big revolver that you have in terms of armor pen and shit, but you can actually fire it really fast. And if you shoot and the heat bar is full, it actually reloads faster than any other sidearm in the game. So it's like, full light and reload it. Done. Okay. I need to actually think which warband I want to unlock next, because I'm 10 super credits away from the next one.
Why is it in window mode?
Alt enter.
There we go. Okay. Lobby is private.
Yeah, wait a second.
Those.
I still need some super credits. Ah, yes.
Should we try farming some super credits then, maybe?
I think we probably would rather play.
You try to play? Okay.
I mean, how
can
far?
still hunt for super credits when we're playing.
Oh, cool. Cool.
How far are you all? How many do you still need?
About 600.
Okay, you are really far behind then.
Yeah. I don't really play it outside of us all playing it, so.
Same. Like, it's not a bad game, but it's at least
It's better with friends. It's better with friends.
first of all that it's
It's
just
hard to play when you it's hard to play when you have like what's it called? Like when you're on your own.
like in the beginning I did that, but for me it's like the game went after it came out in a really bad direction, and now it's going into a good direction again. But like
the
not
level?
but not good enough for me to actively play it on my own.
Oh, it's customizable. Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
That's new.
Yeah, that they just added that with the last one, so you now have attachments. So
Yeah. Right now they're not that many and not that well thought out, so it mostly just buffs the good weapons and not buffs the bad weapons enough, in my opinion.
To unveil what comes next. The Kraken has been drawn.
okay.
But it's in there. They can work on that.
Oh wow, they overran Widow's Harbor. Pylon 5, I guess. Let's show the illuminated scum.
Smell the rain in the air, and it's not rained yet.
Expansion.
What?
No, I was just saying. I heard some thunder, so I opened the window, and I could smell the rain in the air.
Oh yeah,
It's going to rain.
Oh, that's one of the best smells. Like, you know that it smells like rain. But I was about to say, do you close it, but you're opening it?
Initiating FTL jump to the clearance.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
I
realized I
also
could
need
still
to,
get some shit. Oh yeah. Hi bot. And bye
Hi, bot.
bot. Oh hey Red Seraph, how are you doing? Sorry, I promised TTRPGs, but one of our players she's not showing up right now, so
Hellpod Prime.
Yeah. Sorry, no interesting TTRPG stuff right now. I really wish, because there's some cool shit lined up in Alsace, and I was about to do very, very bad French accents again. And I was about to, like, write down my new stuff, Got into a writing mood again, so yeah, finished writing today. Oh, it is,
Hellpod launch suspended.
I just also was looking forward to TTRPGs, I sadly play irregularly anyway, so... It's...
We're fighting squids.
Squids, yeah. We should do our part in defending Super Earth. But yeah,
I wonder
it's...
what's better, the Eruptor or the Liberator Penetrator against Overseers?
I like the Penetrator.
The
honestly.
Eruptor, you need to do a good job of you need to have a good job of targeting in order for it to be good.
Then I'd probably stay with the Penetrator.
Yeah. So
What kind
yeah,
of mission are we doing here? Is this like a defense or this?
no, we're going to evacuate civilians.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hey, Red Seraph, since you're new, at least new here on the channel, you play TTRPGs? Yeah, the people are loud again outside. Football win was just a while ago.
charge initiated.
Unhappy with who you are? Change your appearance and voice in the customization chamber. It's that easy. I mean,
That's what universal healthcare gets you.
no, that's super healthcare from Super Earth. Oh, oops.
Calling down a support weapon.
Thermite is on there. It's dead anyway.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, nice.
The game running smoother for anybody else? Just wondering. Feels a little bit smoother than last time.
I think they made it a bit better.
They made some adjustments, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What systems do you play? Just, general curiosity, because... Yeah,
Nice trying to induct another into the cult.
No, oh yeah,
Not
by
a
the way,
cult, it's a coven.
first of all, yes, it's a coven, and it's an official coven because we have a Discord server, and it's invite only because we only do the most select people there. But you know what? Big question. Pronouns, just the obvious.
Bunker.
Oh, coming.
More super credits. We're lucky.
Nice.
Nice! I need them. Have they changed the scaling for them now that
No.
it increases more height? No.
We're just
Okay.
lucky.
Just lucky. That's it. But yeah.
It would make sense if they actually did do that.
Yeah.
It's okay. No worries. So yeah, it said that it already played TKRPGs, so more interested in what systems, because seems like also a long-term player. I mean, I'm sitting here on my old system. It kind of sucks to know that these 4.1 is like actually old now. Ruben,
Yeah.
turn around. You have to insert it into the hatch.
Yeah. If you take the box, you need. That's why I left it there.
I thought you had to transport it again.
No.
No, that's for different missions.
We need
Different
to.
mission.
Yeah. If we need to call it in and get in there. Now we don't need.
It's a holdover from old, less well thought through missions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, D&D is very ubiquitous in that sense. So there you go. I think the upside of D&D is like to a degree that a lot of people roughly know the basics of playing it.
Its entry level is pretty low, especially.
It's
given
more like,
the
a lot of people.
modern, like.
I think it's not even that. I think the biggest problem of D&D is just like that a lot of people. I mean, most people actually don't know the full rules or how it's supposed to be played. It's just that the basic concepts are generally widespread. So
Yeah. Do not stand in the hellbomb.
hey, You didn't even tell me that there was a hell bomb.
I mean, it's a research station.
Yes,
what do you
I
think
just-
there will be?
I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense that I shouldn't be there, but like,
I was like, oh nice, Nya is covering for me.
yeah, I will now go and grab my shit again.
You do that.
I like my wasp launcher.
Yeah, the wasp launcher is useful. Oh, super sampled. Nice.
Ooh. You found the cock rock.
Nice. The cock rock?
It's the cock rock.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Looks like a cock.
But yeah,
I love weapons that don't need to reload.
it's not necessarily bad for
ridiculous.
everyone. Absolutely, a lot of people are familiar with fantasy story tropes and fantasy. Yeah, I mean, it always comes down to what people play, because, like, I mean, I also have to say, I always have this problem nowadays that I always lean a lot into absurdity, especially when it comes to fantasy, like not even out there stuff, like, you know, I had a campaign with people in Waterdeep.
Zep, can you reinforce me?
Yeah, 1 second. I just walked into range of a scrambler.
Oh,
Yeah,
should I?
No, I'm waiting.
I'll do it. Give me a second.
That's where my stuff is. That's why I'm asking Zep.
Ah, yeah.
Got it.
I mean, of course, lots of people don't know how to play 5e because 5e doesn't technically doesn't tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it's more like, you know, it was more about jamming style that I do stuff a lot of more. I mean, you would probably have this, saw that today, because I usually do a little bit more tongue-in-cheek stuff. Like, not that it's, you know, unserious. It's more like, you know, it's serious situations, but there's always an absurdity of the normality in it. Like, oh hey, the group wants to have a tavern, and someone in the session just spends their time in a waiting room office to get all the bureaucracy done, while the other ones punch Nazis in the harbor.
You know, as you do.
Yeah. People really like that round.
how'd you destroy the power supply for the thing?
You need to find the boxes and shoot it.
Yeah, there's several boxes indicated by like a hue
The
beam.
blue thing.
Yeah.
Layer sample acquired.
You know, but that probably just comes down to me that I just GM'd a lot of stuff over the years. Hell yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, I started, like, so it's at least 20 years now.
So many explosives and a mini nuke.
I've got a menu.
Yeah, there's also one on the way.
I think it's tagged, so I'm going to the civilians.
Yeah, here's another mini nuke. And then we have explosives.
But yeah, the one thing, yeah, there was stuff like that, or, you know, hey, one of the bards, you know, the one bard in the group tried to be like, oh yeah, I'm, you know, I'm performing in this tavern, and this is actually lore accurate, because, you know, I actually look up what the rules are of, you know, what the world is like, and it's like, hey,
The laws of, I think, Waterdeep, was it?
it was Waterdeep, and there's a Jester's Guild in Waterdeep, so basically one of the players got into trouble because he performed without a license. So that was just a subplot.
I have another explosive.
Nice.
Okay.
Tremors detected. Okay, we're done, I think.
A couple more to the south.
Yes. Where's the terminal?
Oh, I can.
Zip?
Yeah?
Where's the terminal?
Oh,
Oh dear.
I had a hard time finding it as well.
It's been a long day. We're all blind. Ooh, car. Did one of you guys call it in?
No,
Nope.
Or-
they can
No?
just spawn.
Okay.
They can just spawn. So yeah, a lot of stuff like that is always in my campaigns. But also, I mean, I kind of started with a lot meatier system actually. Like as probably hinted at before, my first system was Das Schwarze Auge 4.1. That thing is one hell of a thing. You know, it's one of those systems to end all systems. Like, oh yeah, you have the base rulebook, and then the character creation expansion.
Oh, lightning spark. I took the super
you-
sample, so you might, if you can destroy the thing and pick up my stuff.
Damn it! You killed me!
Well, I threw that nice and far away this time.
I
I
did
think
think
you need
it.
to redefine your how you identify far away.
Well,
I
you,
think by
you were
sense-
behind me when I threw it. Like,
Yeah, it was more like my sense of distance was compromised. But yeah, basically, it's like, you know, okay, the character expansion set, double the size of the main of the core rulebook. The magic expansion, double the size of that. And that's just magic. Then it covers everything from like, you know, how does, you know, basic magic work, druidic magic works, jester magic works, witchcraft works, because witches are just a whole thing in that setting. Like, being a witch is, you know, you have your own spells, you have your own culture, your own yeah, it's just your own rules. Pretty cool. Like, it's usually everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, I play a wizard, but I'm a witch, and like here, and these are like, no, witches have their own spells, and most of them are curses, and you know.
Thank you.
You know, the kind of someone is a bad person and you curse them, so their cows die, for example, and such. But it's all conditional, so you know, when they stop being an asshole, you know, the curse reverts. So being a witch is less about is to a degree about teaching assholes a lesson. Very classic and cool, actually. I fucking love that system, but yeah, I said it is gigantic. There's like a whole section on demonology and how to, you know, summoning demons and what it does to you. Because, like, you know, summoning demons is actually, it actually changes how you look to a degree. So, like, you know,
and smell.
So it's like, yeah, you know,
Yeah, can you go there and defend?
yeah,
Yeah,
I can,
I'll go.
I can. Oh, Zep is going.
You can both defend, and we just need one person to
Okay, yeah.
call the civilians to move.
It's a cool system. I can totally see that.
I like the character creation
I mean-
logic of the system.
Oh yeah, that's actually the coolest part because, so interestingly, it does go with, you know, the typical class system. Thank God. But actually, it goes with, you have professions that you did. So, you have like a pool of points that you can use, that you use during your character creation. and professions are like a job. So, you know, for example, you've been a mercenary for this and this years, means also that has to be a time in the life of your character that actually has been spent as a mercenary. And it also, you know, influences some traits you have, because it's like, for example, if you're studying to be a wizard, that's like at least 10 years of your life being in a secluded wizard school, for example. So you're not really well versed with, well, society.
Is it like you have to specialize, basically?
Not necessarily
No,
specialized.
you can actually have done multiple jobs, but the key part is that you can't just be like, oh, I'm that, and you know, you're just like 16 years old, and like, no, you know, if you're 16 years old and you're a mercenary, that means you have at least spent a few days, a few years of your life already just being a mercenary, aka child soldier. You have to do that, and also,
Like for example, if you like studying magic and stuff, you will by necessity have I don't know how it's called in English specifically, but you do not have much knowledge about how the societal
norms. That's it.
Yes.
Common sense is lacking.
Not common sense. It's more like, you know, you just don't understand societal norms as well. That's it. But also crucially, you do not. I should say, yeah. But also a key thing, you know, aside from stuff like, you know, that there are multiple schools of, for example, fighting and such. There are actually also social jobs. So like
Ruben, if you have your samples and everything, can you come to extraction then?
Sure. Oh, did you try the last? No, okay, just leave it then.
Yeah, it doesn't bring you much. Doesn't bring super credits or anything.
It's not only that. It's like, you know, you can
like a tavern keep.
Yeah, you can, for example, be a tavern keep, which it just means you have like actual social skills in how you interact with people, or you know, so just stuff like that. It's kind of neat. Then there's also, as you know, you have like stuff like social stuff. By the way, sex workers are also they're like at least 3 professions that are just fall under sex work. And you can do that. They give you your own set of skills. You know, social skills and stuff.
It could be like a holy sex worker.
Okay, that's actually the coolest part, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, cleric and such is like just a whole class in D&D and such. It's a bit different in DSR. Basically, the big difference is that so being a priest is a job, but it doesn't give you any powers. It just, you know, makes you generally pretty good with social stuff, you know?
And you know about gods, I guess.
And you know about the gods, and you're kind of lectured. So it's just like a priest as a job is basically the same as a priest in our world, just, you know, there are 12 gods, and every god has their own different idea of, you know, what their priests should do. But you can be, how should it... Basically, you know, a god can actually grant you powers. That doesn't mean that you're like a cleric, because, you know, every god has their own thing. Like, for example, if you're getting basically, I don't know how it's called, you know, sanctified, for example, by the goddess of war, and you're probably more like a paladin, but, you know, the system is also just way more grounded, so it's not that you're like, there's no straight equivalent. It's more like, you know, you have some powers. And yeah, there is a goddess of lust and music and sex, and you can have powers from her. And they did shit during the history of the world, because like that is actually worked out so big. Like I think one of the funniest stories that happens is that there are like two kingdoms that are pretty, the classic medieval kingdoms that are just constantly at war. They're warring. And they're kind of conservative and stuck up. And they had once like a really, really big battle. And basically one of the blessings they're blessed, right. And basically one of a blessed / priest of the goddess came up and just ended the fighting. They don't go into detail what happened, because basically both sides agree to just not talk about it anymore. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a funny one, So yeah, there's also, a god of how's it called? A god of fortune and thieves. So like merchant and thieves both pray to the same god, because, well, he's all about amassing that wealth, and if you do it with some scamming, well, that's just
Take a
fine.
bit of distance.
Yeah.
Or just stay where you are, hope.
Air support.
What I do like is
Isn't there also the Amazon culture that can teach you to be an Amazon, but they're like the god of war is female, so only warriors are female, and
Yeah.
they're like biased against.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. There are Amazons, and they're like they're a profession, but also a culture, and they only accept obviously just only accept women. But this is because it's a goddess of war in that pantheon, so they're always like, yeah, a true warrior is a woman. Duh. Why else would it be a goddess of war? Guys have to prove themselves that they can even be warriors. So like, it's just kind of neat stuff there.
Could technically make a whole storyline about proving to one Amazon city, like, if you have a male character, like, no, I can be a warrior.
Yeah.
Maybe change their ways a bit.
Wait. I just forgot to unplug my controller again.
Other thing where I always wanted to go, I wanted to not Antofagasta. What's the blight of the south again? How's that?
Oh, Al-Anfa.
Al-Anfa. I wanted to go to Al-Anfa and fuck shit up.
So you want to play it? Okay, basically Al-Anfa is like a southern nation, and they're just like the worst. Like they're like legitimate slavers and shit. But like the northern Taurus, which are basically Vikings, they're just like, one of their things is like raiding ships, but also specifically fucking up Al-Anfa because they hate them.
So, I know we were talking about it, that you were talking about it a couple minutes ago, but I had a thought. If you have cleric sex workers,
Yeah.
and they make the yellow snow, and you throw the yellow snow at an undead, does that purify them?
I don't think so.
Because it's the holy one.
No, they work differently.
Yes.
That's unfortunate. It should be a thing.
The system was made by... Oh, how's the profession called?
Germanisten, so like, basically people that studied language.
Especially German.
Yeah, that's like.
Academics made it.
That's like definitely made by academics.
That ruins everything.
It started
I say as an academic.
It started closer to like dungeon crawly D&D, the original. But then they changed that in the long run. Also, like I think with third edition they went to
4.
I think with third edition it was another point.
Okay.
They also made the whole world go through feminist revolution.
That was in the second edition.
Second,
actually.
okay. Then
That
I'm
was
wrong.
already in the second.
Yeah, second
I
edition. They made a feminist revolution and stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a cool thing. that kind of water is always holy. Oh god, that's a bad joke. You fit right into this community, actually.
I love your humor, Red Carrot. I love your humor.
But consider joining the Discord. You definitely seem like you fit in. Yeah, actually, that's one of those things where I'm like, I know then, again, I know it's not perfect, but like, I think one of the most interesting things that this system has is that since the first edition, they have a continuous storyline in, one place on one, in one setting. And, oh, no, don't worry. That's no problem. And, like, the thing is that they have, how's it called? I'm sorry, I just... Oh, god damn it.
Breathe a bit, and then...
Yeah. Basically, when they changed something, they generally made it so that it was actually part of the story. So, they didn't just, the first, basically the first edition, the word was still written a lot more, in a more patriarchal sense to a degree. And then, with the second edition, they were like, you know what, this kind of sucks. Instead of, doing what a certain other system does, aka just ignoring that this existed, they just were like, hey, how about this changed for most of the continent, actually? Because there was a women's rights movement, and, societal norms actually changed. And, hey, that's neat.
Yes, will probably never be popular with more international audiences because, as we already said, like especially modern D&D is more like projecting everything you want onto it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, this Ars world is very defined.
It is defined. Like there are stories of people.
You can, if you go into like a store. To play with other people and you play a dwarf, people will criticize you for not playing a dwarf.
That happened. I mean, that literally happened also in the group I played, and it was just, we were just a group back in boarding school, and then we were like, no, you're not playing a dwarf. And like, then they were like, but it's a dwarf from like, and they were like, who cares where your dwarf is coming from? Read up how the dwarf cultures are and play a dwarf. And that's like,
that's the downside with this kind of community. Mm-hmm. Because you can have like people prepping like a one shot, which will never come to fruition because they never had a proper reason why at that place on the map should there be a village.
This, by the way, happened at a con. They literally were at a con, and they started this thing. Then people were brought up like, hey. There's no village in that section, and then they just had a big discussion. Is a village there? And didn't happen.
Well, could there be? Yeah.
Yeah. And like, even people here in Germany, you say it's like the long-term fans are like, yeah, this thing is big, it's heavy, and it's kind of preachy in terms of what its values are. But like, it's rather interesting. It's more interesting to have a system that actually, to have media that actually knows what it wants to say than just vaguely doing things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like any form of art, if it has an identity and knows what it stands for, it's way more interesting.
Yeah, so like, they always, also I like that, when they do source books about the different cultures and such, they have like extra stuff to be like, hey, from this historic cultures and stuff is everything inspired, and you can draw parallels here and there, and it's like, that's actually pretty cool, It's a pretty meaty system.
Also, I think we're all ready to go.
Yeah. Oh wait, I didn't put ready. Oops.
Yeah,
that was my apology. Yeah. Oh wait, Oh yeah, Lena answered.
Oh, did she?
What I said, I may have forgot. Yeah. Oh, she apparently forgot. You.
That's fine.
It's fine, but
I mean, it's fine if it happens like one or two times, but as long as it's not consistent, no problem.
yeah, sure. I mean, we're not playing, so who cares? So,
Y'all
yeah.
Are y'all landing before me? Hold on.
Oh yeah, you did. That's weird.
I landed late.
And yeah, I mean that's one of the systems I
Slow
have.
drop
But like, what?
Slow drop pod.
Ooh, like one of my
Yeah,
main
it had
systems.
performance issues.
Need to
Yeah.
reach in complaint formula to your tech engineer or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of my main things, actually, my other main system that I play, and I really like, is actually Shadowrun.
Loading.
I fucking love Shadowrun. And like, I have so many fucking books of Shadowrun.
Reloading.
Requesting air support. Calling down a sentry.
Like,
Found something.
especially source books.
That's a sad thing that they.
Super credits.
Oh, nice. That especially like Wizards of the Coast will not do good source books
Oh
anymore.
yeah. Like, I here's the thing. If I have a main problem with with D&D right now, yeah, it's just like
Out of what pool?
You're at 3 to that?
Wizard of the Coast dropped out of
Okay.
wizarding school. That's why they're so shit at what they do.
Well, the J.K. Rowling style of it.
they're worse. They're just not like what I hate really about 5th edition right now is just the fact that they are so averse to making source books or just material about things. Like, you know, it's all vague. It's all trying to, you know, not be.
Even though many of the problems the Forgotten Realms have would be like workable. Like you could
Yeah.
actually do something with that and make it better.
Oh,
I think that's probably the worst part about it, that they are like, then, oh yeah, you know what, we may be doing a new source book again, and then everyone's like, oh, you just did a racism, and they're like, well, no more source books for you then. It's like, oh, so that's your conclusion. Stop making source books or what? Like, don't get me wrong, they have some good source books. You will love which one are good though. Like, because you'd think the one for the Forgotten, oh, more super crates.
Nice.
You'd think the one for, you know, the Sword Coast / the Forgotten Realms, that should be a big one, right? It's one of the worst. If not the worst
I
source
also
book
think
they
that after Baldur's Gate 3, they want to actually make one that's good.
Oh, you actually, no. After Baldur's Gate 3, after the fucking movie, after all of that, you'd really think they wanted to make one, but no. They had the Sword Coast Adventure Guide. It's bad. It's just,
Maybe they just hate money.
Apparently.
you know what? They just don't have good designers also anymore, or writers, or you know. I mean, again, they are also just very much afraid of doing things that you know. A big marketing thing about from 5th edition is currently just don't tell players how the world runs, because everything is just no, you can make it up on your own. It's all your imagination. And that, you know, combined with the fact that they just don't care about shit. It's like, a reasonable person would definitely think that. I absolutely agree. Because, like, here's the thing. I told you I like Shadowrun, right? Shadowrun 6th edition kind of sucks. Like, it's just kind of a slapdash thing. that was done because the the studio owner needed a new house, and BattleTech just didn't pay the bills anymore, I guess. So let's get out a new edition that everyone just kind of hates. And the writing is like, except the German stuff, because the German stuff is just, again, sublime. And everyone wants Pegasus to actually overtake the goddamn system anyway. But yeah, I can talk about that
Aren't
soon.
they owned by Hasbro?
No. They're owned by Topps.
Sorry.
Yeah, Hasbro is like the overlord of Wizard of the
D&D.
Coast.
Shadowrun is owned by Topps. Oh, fuck. But yeah, basically, yeah, the main story stuff kind of sucks. But again, there's the thing about Shadowrun. Basically, there's the American studio where they do all the official stuff and rule books, and then there's the German one, Pegasus, and as said, they already did. They also did
Just put it back in.
I think Zep should do it because I'm doing the mission and you're
Yep.
all doing something
I'm
else.
Okay.
a little busy at the moment, so
Yeah.
give me a sec.
Yeah, we can see. They really do overwhelm you.
They try.
And basically, what happened is that there was like this old agreement that Pegasus was allowed to make official source books and such for Shadowrun, and they've been doing that for for a bunch of editions now, actually. And yeah, people love it. That's why there is actually so much official, stuff about Germany in Shadowrun. Because literally a whole goddamn studio is allowed to write source books.
They're allowed to cook.
Yeah. And they make really good stuff. And just need to wait, there's a bit of something going on.
Orbital inbound.
Interestingly, I think you hog all the enemy spawns right now because nothing is happening on my end.
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh, except that one scout that flies past me without looking.
I'm pretty certain that I have all of the spawns.
Yeah, you really do.
But hey, it's taking pressure off y'all.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, so there's a lot of, really good source book stuff of, Europe and, especially Germany in Shadowrun. And they keep doing that. Like, they literally have a whole thing that, per year, they have, like, 5 or so PDF releases of just smaller snippet stuff, just, oh yeah, here's something about a city. Here's about that region and stuff, and they sell those as limited edition stuff, and holy shit, they are popular. Don't go there, don't go there.
Looks like if you hit it right, the eruptor one-shots the shield on the walkers.
It was buffed, so,
should be like splitting into several projectiles, which is what mostly.
Yeah.
So let's grab my stuff again and... Yeah. And guess who has all 5 special edition books so far? Obviously.
You can call and shuttle. I have the perk that it lands sooner.
Oh yeah, then I will do that. Because, yeah, I have some stuff from 4th edition. I have 5th and, yeah, now a lot of 6th edition stuff. But yeah, mostly I do get stuff for the source books now because they're just good. Yeah. All I can say, source books are really fucking popular. Like, the fact that, like, oh fuck. I didn't see that grenade. Like, that's the weird thing to me, you know? There's a lot of actually interesting things also in the various D&D worlds.
Did you
And
put the sparker right by the...
It
extract?
dropped right at it dropped
Oops.
right as I was killed. So like I had the thing ready and I died right before it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't you like to taste some fruit? Direct.
yeah, the irony is, in my opinion, that 5th edition has actually a few good source books. They're just like the most stupid things you could imagine. Because, so what are the good source books? The Good Master's Guide to Ravnica. And if you're now thinking, wait a second, that's Magic the Gathering, not D&D setting. Yeah. The Magic the Gathering setting got a really good source book. Not the D&D ones.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that one is good because it's like actually in depth about Ravnica, which is kind of amazing that, you know, a setting from a card game has a better source book than the system the source book is in. Then you're probably like, oh, did they do other good ones? No. Well, yes, they did one. Icewind Dale. Wait, actually, that's an adventure. It's just like a really, 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 really shitty adventure. Like, okay, this is probably the funniest bit about it. Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden is an amazing source book about Icewind Dale. It's just sold as an adventure, and it's so bad because basically it just tells you, oh, you can start in any of the 13 cities of the north that you want, but the story only starts in one. How do you get your characters there? Fuck you.
Are there any hints provided to which city you need to go and where?
No, fuck you. It is bad. You know what?
It needs a very strong dose of DM intervention.
I mean, most do that. Like,
True.
here's the thing. Okay, I know I've talked about this before, and it's like, here's the thing. I don't think... Okay, like, the 5th edition D&D Adventures, holy shit, except for one. It's not perfect, but like,
Maybe
that one is generally good, and I really wish to actually play that one day. Maybe stream it also, because like, this is like the one I read, and I'm like, okay, the one person who sat on it knew what they were doing. They actually knew what they were doing. I know vague and under fight they leave a lot of D&D source books, even with the idea of you could make up whatever you want. Players who actually want that probably wouldn't need to get their vague source books, they would just make up their own setting. Exactly. Like, the thing is, I still make up my own shit. It's just, I like source books because, you know, the people writing them can sometimes just make really fun ideas that, I have to say, I like stealing. Like, fun fact, next Friday we're gonna continue, you know, Hunter the Reckoning, which is World of Darkness. But there's a plot point I just literally stole from a Shadowrun book because I just generally thought this is a good idea and you could actually transplant it really well. And like, there's just some ideas, you know, you're like, oh fuck, I didn't think about that, because that's the thing what I love about source books. You usually pay a nerd to make a detailed encyclopedia about stuff, and then say, add some shit to it. And that is cool, because you will think of things they won't think of, but they will think of things you won't think of, and you can use both. By the way, can you maybe, all, you know, since you're all players, can you guess which idea I might have borrowed from Shadowrun?
General gameplay flow?
No, it's literally a world story idea.
Oh, no, I don't know.
It's pretty obvious, actually.
For you, maybe, but I haven't read much Shadowrun. Also, you were on a topic of the one D&D adventure.
Yeah, and it's basically, it's Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah.
Tomb of Annihilation is generally, here's a good you know, hex scroll. Here's a, you know, here are good dungeons. Here's like a lot of stuff where you're like, yeah, you know what? It's not perfect, but it leaves you room. It has like an actual good hex scroll map. It is thought out. It's like, yes. It's like one of those things, like, sometimes you get your own ideas wrong. Yeah. That's the thing. And then you compare to...
I think Curse of Strahd is okay.
From what I heard, I don't have it. I heard people say it's good.
You have it as a PDF.
I have this PDF?
Yes.
Oh.
But the only other thing I think is good is Mines of Pandelver, because that's the only thing that even remotely remembers how many encounters you should have per day and stuff.
Yeah, that's actually yeah. There's also just this big thing. What I wanted to what Agonia said. Lost Mines of Pandelver is like the first starter adventure they did, and every subsequent starter adventure was worse. And I have them because I'm interested in them, and they were also like usually very cheap. It's just, oh my god. Okay, Lost Mines of Pandelver basically still came fresh off the heels of the playtest. A thing where they still had stuff like how's it called?
Dungeon turns.
Dungeon
also,
turns and all that.
Hellbomb armed. By the way, everyone away from the research station.
I am running. Well,
Requesting air support.
so yeah, and Lost Mines of Vandal was like, here's a bit of freedom, here's some good maps, here's some good encounters, here's just everything you kind of want, and like actually they have some. It's not perfect, but it's like it's generally a good intro adventure you can throw at people and be like, yeah, you know, I don't need to adjust a lot for it to be good. Meanwhile, it's also why I think, like, you know, when people say, oh, Curse of Strahd is good, I think about the fact that people also told me that, how's it called? Waterdeep Dragon Heist was such a good intro adventure. I got it. Oh my god. Okay, here's the thing. What should I say about the two Waterdeep adventures? Oh my god, they're definitely made by someone who has not played TTRPGs. Or like a lot. And the other one was made by someone who had some good ideas, but is definitely had no clue how to like actually make an interesting bundle out of it. So Waterdeep Dragon Heist is bad. It's just really fucking bad in terms of how it's structured, how you're supposed to get to things, and like there's a whole ass there's a whole ass section in the book, in the adventure basically, where you're supposed to find someone. And here's the thing. To actually be able to do that, you would need to do a very specific storyline that is just actually so easily missed. Okay? And you're literally like, okay, so what if my character, you know, if my players just don't get the hint?
Oh, well, of course he turns dying.
Yeah, a little bit they turn. And you're like, okay.
Sorry about that, Ignition.
That happens.
So you're probably like, okay, what are you supposed to do then? What are there like multiple ways to find it? No. There's literally one way, like there's one hint to get, you know, the whole storyline, and it's convoluted as shit. So there are multiple failure points actually. And so the book, and I kid you not, I swear this is real by the way, says, you know, if your players don't find where to go, just send a random character to tell them. If you write that in a book published by a multi-million-dollar company and demand $50 for it, do not print that book. Leave that field area and just think about your life choices, because holy shit, that was bad.
Okay.
That is embarrassingly bad.
But if you know anything about was it million or billion you said?
Million.
Yeah, if you know anything about multi-million-dollar companies, yeah, that stuff is a lot more common.
I know, but like
Yeah,
the
good
thing
enough.
is, it's still kind of embarrassing to think about that, because again, compare that to some companies here like Ulysses that make DSR, and they, you know, they are also just not, you know, I wouldn't like say Ulysses is like the best, because they do shit like, you know what, let's just kickstart something that would, you know, be popular anyway, so like a bit scummy there. You know, using Kickstarter to go around the, you know, market, you know, basically the stores directly, which is just, that's just kind of scummy. But still, they're a pretty small company and they can write adventures. Every company that is pretty small, like, You,
Helm
Credits.
armed.
nice.
Step, move.
Got it. Thank you for the heads up.
I think I ran into the completely wrong direction, and you just did this everything without me.
Yes.
Oh,
You're very, very way off.
Yeah, but there's a artillery cannon.
Maybe you find super credits or something.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I
You're
found
right.
super credits.
Yeah.
so did I.
Nice.
Package acquired.
So like, it's kind of cruel. You know, like, okay, if you go to like any medium site, because I think everyone nowadays is just like, oh no, you know, go to like
Package acquired.
you know, just buy the indie market and stuff. Like, you know, most indie stuff is just like one book and then they just do something else. It's like, you know, I'm not against the indie scene. It's just, it's kind of weird to me because like, when I look at the, you know, the TTRPG scene here in Germany and like the big all the mid-sized companies that constantly put out.
Can someone
Yep, I got it.
reinforce me at the disruptor? Or whatever it is.
Yep.
Dropping package.
You know, it constantly put out really good quality content for an edition. And like, you're just like, okay. That's the embarrassing part, because
Did we clear it already? Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Acquired. Dropping package.
And we can go back, I guess. We can extract.
Sample collected.
Head to Nari then?
Engaging terminal.
it's not where you extract.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, somewhere else.
So, trying to climb up cards.
So yeah, that's just the thing. Like, a lot of mid-sized companies do insanely good work when it comes to like to source books or adventures. And here's the thing: you cannot tell me that you're like, oh, you know, it's just hard to do. You know, when you're like fucking Wizards of the Coast, and then I look at, you know, what you know, Pegasus does with like a fraction of the budget, and they're like, hey, here's like a really big source book about the Rhine-Ruhr region, and we hired some, you know, local artists to make some new artwork for the system. So, you know, there's just new stuff going around, or, you know, oh hey, we have like a new character creation expansion book. Let's go and you know, hire again some local artists, make some new artwork. Do we want to have the German? Do we want to have like a German football fan troll? Yes, like literal troll. It's a troll, an ogre. And he was like the German national team
Ruben,
tricot.
a
Yeah.
bit back, there's a napalm barrage coming.
Okay.
Up here it's safe. Relatively.
It's like, yeah, I have to ask the question: why can they do that and not Wizards of the Coast?
Reinforce, please.
Oh, I hate the flying ones so much.
Oh yeah. They're terrible.
Bastards.
I like how bastard is like a very common insult that's totally meaningless.
Yeah.
Well, like meaningless, but like it's not insulting.
Yeah.
It's a word of exasperation at this point.
It's like, oh no, think
Yeah.
about your social status. And it's like, okay.
It comes from a time when like the whole marriage thing was way more
Yeah.
important.
I find it so funny because, like,
It's the same with the German Hurensohn.
No.
okay, that word is actually just funny nowadays.
Yeah.
Don't you dare knock me off the landing pad.
Oh God!
Jump in. Otherwise, it doesn't fit anymore.
Like, there's the my roommate back in boarding school. Like, he was always like, you know, oh yeah, I'm a bastard because like that's the legal definition of what I am. It's like, yeah, okay, any of that discussion was just dead at that point. God, yeah.
That's actually interesting. Like in the playtest of 5th edition, they still had like dungeon turns and the general way on how to play the game, which
Yeah.
isn't in the core rules anymore, or in the rules in general, even though it's still designed around those principles. But then their own adventures don't follow what they assume.
Yeah, it's like,
It's so weird. And then we have a decade of people like, you can't do that many encounters. It's like, yes, you can.
oh yeah. You know what? Also is the case when I say when I do it like we are Wizard of the Coast are kind of cowards. You have stuff like you know, you look at DSR, and you know, they would never do something like the Liber Cantiones, which is just okay. For everyone who doesn't know, oh, personal honor completed. So this is a piece of this is a book, a piece of TTRPG stuff that I consider peak TTRPG, and they remastered it. Might even get a second copy because mine got a little bit bruised. So here's the thing. DSR 4.1 is a massive system. I told you, the Magic expansion is huge. So, they literally released their own book, their own separate book, with all the spells in it. It's a pretty handy, you know, with like 3, you know, just, how's it called? It just markers where you read. From like, you know, the things that you have attached to a book that you can put between the pages to find where you need to go back.
Reading signs.
Yeah, reading signs, but like, you know, from
Bookmarks.
bookmarks. Yeah, you know, it's but like not all of silk, but you know, some kind of the thing. What is this the material silk is part of? I'm bad with English right now. Hey, Penny TV. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's going pretty well so far.
Do you know the German word?
Stoff.
That's just textiles then.
Yeah, textiles. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right, actually. Yeah, there's like
Very simple fabric.
yeah, it's just a simple fabric, and like you can basically what. You know, it's a simple fabric. You know, bookmarkers are on there, and there's like fake leather bound around it, and the pages are, you know, printed so that they look like pergament. And then it just has all the spells in the whole system, like written down in detail. What are like the conditions? What are the rituals? All of it. If you want to cast a spell or write one down, it's in there. It's not an appendix in the book. It's not just added. It's like a whole nice spell book. Literally. they made a really fancy spell book. And the thing is bigger than some systems. I shit you not. It's a beefy one, and it's
I mean, do we have one here?
it's here.
Yeah, that's thicker than the core rulebook of D&D.
It's thicker. It's smaller, yes, but like it's thicker.
It's like 3-4 centimeters small.
Twice the size, actually.
I said 3-4 centimeters
3-4
less height.
centimeters. Yeah,
But
yeah, twice the size, the thickness.
Okay.
Everything all right?
I have vacuum there. Some of that stuff needs to be.
Oh no, I've been talking to his.
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh my god, yeah.
How are you, Penny? How's it everything going? Sorry that there was no TTRPG today. Player couldn't show up, and we didn't get to know early. She kind of forgot.
Okay.
Okay, I am. Do you know what you get as the next one?
I actually don't know. Do you know what's good?
Which one do you have already?
I have.
Steel Veterans, I know that.
I have Urban Legends.
Mm-hmm.
I have Freedom's Flame.
That one kind of sucks.
That has still the gas grenade and the.
No, Gas Grenade is somewhere else.
Alright, is it?
That's not the
grenades
gas.
and chemical agents.
It's in Chemical
Okay.
Agents.
Yeah, that's.
This one is just Viper Commanders is just an
I have Democratic Detonation.
That one is good.
And Steel Veterans and Helldivers
Okay, you
Mobilized.
just jumped over some then.
No, I didn't jump
Okay.
over some.
Servants of Justice is pretty solid. I think Urban Legends has some niche stuff, but it's like
Urban
you already
Legends
have that one.
we got for the thing. I have Cutting
What a
Edge.
thing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
the stratagem. I mean, I have Cutting Edge
The
because it's
stratagem doesn't specify it any.
the cannon that you can shoot
Okay,
everything out of
I've
the sky
got-
with.
Flame-
Ah.
Flamethrower turret. is what I
Okay,
was
I've
talking
got war bombs. Which ones should I get?
You have 1,000?
2,500. I just bought them because I can't be asked like playing the game for ages.
I wouldn't give them money then.
I guess, but like, I mean, Democratic Detonation is the obvious one, and
Yeah, Democratic Detonation is good.
I think
I've only got
What do you like to
democratic
use mostly,
detonation.
Ruben?
Uh,
Lasers, I guess.
lasers. I also borderline justice seems pretty cool.
Democratic
lever action.
Detonation is good overall. Borderline Justice is solid. Cutting Edge, but if you like your lasers and electric weapons, I think you already have Cutting Edge. But that one is good.
Truth
Polar
Enforcers
Patriots
has,
is okay.
from what I know, a few good weapons. But like, the shotgun is
Got a
good.
decent- I've seen people praise the submachine gun in, especially with the attachments that it can use.
Okay, here's the gas grenade. Wait, no, the gas grenade
yeah.
is
In another.
here.
So Rube, if you want more laser energy type weapons, then you want Cutting Edge and Polar Patriot.
Cutting edge, and let's just go for cutting edge and borderline justice then.
Yeah, Borderline Justice
Yeah.
is a good one.
Cutting Edge, I think Polar Patriots also has a few good ones from what I know. But
Yeah, Polar
yeah.
Patriots has solid weapons. Servants of Freedom has a like damage, like a powerful version of a sickle.
Yeah.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, Cutting Edge is good.
Cutting Edge is a good one, yeah.
Hey, that's borderline justice and cutting edge. Let's.
And I recall you saying that you liked the arc shotgun.
Well,
Did you pick it
I
up?
just spent them, so.
Yeah, no, like you picked it up off of my corpse, I think, at one point, and I think you said that you seemed like you were enjoying it, so that's
Yeah,
why
it's fun.
I recommend Cutting Edge.
So I have no idea what I should pick.
One thing is that you just spend money to get more super credits, to get access to more war bonds, which gets you access to super credit. The system.
I mean, kind of designed to make you
Yeah,
spend.
It's designed to make you feel less bad about spending cash on it.
I don't really care. It's really
And
it's a
grinding,
small amount of money for free, so it's nothing really.
Oh yeah. Oh, Red Sarah, thank you for the follow. We're really just 200 away. Oh, 2 away from 300.
How about Servants of Freedom? Is that good?
Servants of Freedom is pretty solid. You get the ultimatum, which is the basically mini nuke for the sidearm.
Yeah.
You get the double-edged sickle. And then you get the stratagem hellbomb backpack.
Yeah, that one is
You also
good
get
because
the-
it can destroy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
You also get the Seeker grenades, which are basically medium armor penetrating grenades that home in on the biggest target.
it's like,
It's not perfect homing, but it flies and it'll float. Like if there's no target around, it will float around you for like 30 to 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if there's anything better I should get.
basically,
Probably not, right?
no. Borderline Justice is if you want the lever action because that one is good.
Yeah,
but you
but
know you need to have aim.
I don't have aim.
Yeah, and then it's like Servants. Okay, basically Servants of Freedom or Polar Patriots, I would say, because Polar Patriots just has good weapons all around.
Yeah, but
Servants of Freedom
I
is
don't
like
use much lasers.
yeah. Servants of Freedom is more like there are a few things. The two things that stick out are, you know, the grenade launcher and the hell bomb. And if you know how to use them, they are really, really good.
That was my thought. Like, if we have to disable, for example, the how they're called, the automatons,
so
big
portrait-
artillery weapons, they need to be hell bombed and stuff.
That you can actually
The Polar
destroy.
Patriots has, by the way, it doesn't have a laser weapon. It has one plasma weapon, a sidearm, which is okay, and then a pretty decent submachine gun.
Which one do you
and
mean?
A assault rifle. Polar Patriots.
Yeah, I know there's an assault rifle, which is, from what I know, pretty good. There's the plasma weapon, which is okay, and there's a solid SMG and basically a variant to the revolver. So
Yeah, not really something I need, but Servants of Freedom fills a niche I haven't filled yet.
more boom.
If we need boom,
You have more boom. That is, I like that your thinking is let's explode more.
it's not necessarily explode more, but sometimes you just need more hell bombs. We had that already several times. Like, I want to call in a hell bomb. No, someone on the other side of the map called in a hell bomb. You don't get to. It's like,
Back in a second.
If it's bot missions, then probably a lot of us going portable hell bombs would be useful. I guess maybe some bug missions too. It's less useful to have mass hell bombs on squid missions though.
yeah, it's not really useful.
I'm just taking one because I know that squids can swarm, and so I have that as an anti-swarm.
There's also at least one building often that you can bomb. I don't know if it was the scrambler or the other thing, but one of them you can bomb, so one person having a hell bomb is good.
It's not the scrambler. The scrambler has like the little pads that you have to shoot out. I think it's the monolith is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but you can bomb it. I think it's
just an objective.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just run there and boom.
It's good.
And otherwise, lots of useless armor. And a double-edged sickle that's at least situationally useful. And the ultimatum, in case I need even more hell bombs.
You know, since you said, you know, you never know when you need more hell bombs.
I mean, sometimes.
No.
What?
I totally agree with you that, but I was like, Helldivers definitely should think about getting, weapon manufacturers and such. Because it was like, I need more explosions. Like, oh yeah, the Torque buyer it just went in. But like, they would never make a weapon manufacturer like Torque. They wouldn't dare to make someone like Mr. Torque Hi-Fi Flexington a character. Generally one of the most inspired Borderlands characters of all time.
Oh, you go with the Gatling?
Yeah, I'm going with the Gatling. Okay.
By the way, I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but I think you can kill Illuminate ships, like the landed ones, with the flamethrower just by fire damage.
Could be, but you need to get the.
I had one blow up when I had flamed the area around it, and its shield had never gone down.
Yeah, I remember that in our try of Oops All Fire, where we desperately tried to kill ships and it didn't work.
that was.
So now
remember
that
how the barrage tried?
Yeah, so now that they changed fire damage, maybe it works.
Maybe? I doubt it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, I did it, but I haven't. When I did it, I wasn't paying super close attention, so I'm not sure exactly if that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Well, need to test that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but for everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, by the way, in the Borderlands series, there's like
sometimes.
there's like basically the weapons are based on manufacturers, and one of them is Torque, and Torque is like the thing about Torque weapons is they always explode. They're all doing explosive damage. The whole point is they're basically always just variants of rocket launchers. And the owner of the company is called Mr. Torque Hi-Fi Flexington. That is his name. And he always yells and always complains that things are not blowing up. Like, the literal ad inside of the game is like, did you know that 97% of Pandora are not blowing up at the moment? That's bullshit by a Torque weapon. He's amazing.
Understandable.
Yeah, he's very understandable.
Better at blowing shit up.
Requesting entry. Calling in a hell bomb. Tagging map. West. 300 meters. Hell bomb armed. Clear the area.
The next Victoria 3 Death Diary will be
Prestige goods. Yeah.
Requesting air support.
Very
Let's
interesting.
get a bit away from here. Ooh, that was a nice hit.
What happened?
I did an airstrike.
The Eagle airstrike hit the Illuminate ship in the air, and it exploded and landed on
nice.
the enemies.
Nice.
Okay, now we just are gonna laser the shit out of it.
Reloading.
Okay, it's 64. Alright. Thank you for calling me in. Although, that's a little... Okay, I guess I'm over here now.
Reload it.
Okay. I'm
The
coming
38
over to you.
millimeter take out the ships or?
No.
Oh.
Well, if it's a direct hit, then I think it does. But direct hits are rare because of the spread of the attacks.
Yeah.
Shields are mostly shot down by rapid fire.
You know that you just pronounce it rapid fire. It's rapid fire.
I think I said rapid fire.
Fire is rabid.
That as well.
It hasn't been vaccinated yet.
It's rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Rabbit. Sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I thought you have to fucking...
I have it, but there was also something to open here. But
Okay.
it was only two flamethrowers, so good. I'm going outside and just walk over to the objective.
I'm clearing it.
So, anyone? How was the week in general? Like, I know before the stream started, Room already had a deep sigh about the week again. How was your week, Zeb? Also, chat, how was your week? Hopefully it wasn't too bad and you kind of managed to get by.
My week's been pretty good. Just kind of like slowing down at work.
Oh yeah,
Next
since it
week
was the
is going to be,
holidays.
No, not holidays. Well, I mean, yes, there are holidays upcoming, but those aren't really relevant. What is relevant is that the school year is about to end.
Exams?
Yeah, so
Well, yeah,
exams are 2 weeks. And once those exams are over, I'm free for the summer.
Goes out for...
Well, yeah? Please call me in.
Yeah, wait a second.
Just call me in. It will be way easier afterwards.
Reinforcing.
Awesome. I recommend you the following. If you have to fucking packet, you just move where you're supposed to go and don't
yeah.
open shit.
No, I had to. I walked
No,
around.
you don't have to. Please, just.
It was on the way.
It wasn't.
Package acquired.
No, and now you all are not here.
Of course they're not here. They're never here. You also are never here.
Oh,
That's why I
I love how
usually...
they climb on everything.
Also, I have a bug again. I can't open my stratagem anymore.
Okay.
So, yeah. If I'm the only one doing the objective again, then...
I like lever action. Nice.
Orbital inbound.
Oh, I can.
Better
Good.
sample acquired.
What do you need help with, Lagonia?
The mission.
Acquired.
What part of the mission?
Getting the SSD in.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you
it's
can't,
in.
yeah. If you can't follow what I said, just never pick up the box again. I do.
I found it. I brought it into the general direction. The only problem you have with is the fact that I wasn't there instantly because I walked around your fight.
You went fast.
Okay.
Got a sample.
Okay,
I got the terminal.
yeah, keep turning. And Done.
Okay, the machine gun has proven to be more useful than I thought it would be.
The machine gun is very useful.
Yeah.
Always was. It's less useful now with the flash mobs, but otherwise?
The heavy one should
I do
actually
feel
be...
like I do feel like it stuns, or at least like builds up stagger on the flesh mobs.
Could be. I think they are stunned when you shoot off limbs or heads.
So what are those, like, the flesh bombs or flesh mobs, the big, like, combined ones?
Yeah.
They're combined, not like amalgamations of a bunch of Pholis.
Ah, okay.
Couldn't call it Red King because that would have been too obvious where it was inspired from.
Well, if you copy some, I'll copy some are good.
I guess.
There are only so many unique concepts in the world.
Fair point. It's like...
I think we run out of them mostly.
You can still remix a lot of stuff. It's more like... Yeah. It just depends on what you want to achieve and what you do. Like,
You know what I'm wondering? What will prestige goods do, except giving prestige, probably?
I hope they have some extra bonuses in how good they are and what they are doing, because, you know...
They hinted
They
at...
could get you a lot of money.
Yeah, they also hinted at trade advantage in the Death Diary.
Yeah. Like, I could see a prestige good essentially, like, having higher trade values than,
That's like the base stuff, I would say. But, like, I feel like...
Because I think the perspective we might need to change for this would be that we can actually make money off of trade, like, sizable amounts of money.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then maybe the prestige goods are going to be even better making money off of trade.
I mean, probably. I would assume that.
Found something.
What direction do they seem to be coming from?
Southwest.
Okay. Put my tower that way.
Requesting air support.
Yeah, be careful with that tank. Ah, someone destroyed my turret.
Interesting. I didn't see it even come down so far. Huh.
It's a
It has been
tower.
down.
Maybe,
So,
maybe flesh thingy.
maybe.
Calling down a sentry.
You can also just come back instead
Oh,
of...
Ruben, you landed in the very wrong space. Or whatever you launched.
That was a fucking
Yep.
turret I threw. And you... ran into it.
Yeah, I didn't throw it far enough.
Falcon 1 arriving at coordinates. This is Falcon 1 preparing for touchdown.
Need more time to get back, Seth, or should we get back in?
I'm good.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
Then she died because you
yeah.
waited too long.
No, the interlooper wasn't shown, so I was like,
It was shown, but if you just ran instead of standing around,
I guess. Yeah, by the way, for everyone who's new here and is wondering why two voices come out of the same source, it's
Mouth.
literally what?
mouth.
The same mouth. It's because Agonia sits right beside me, and it would be stupid for us to have two microphones. Would also be hell to filter out. So,
Apparently we will win the whole defense thing, maybe.
I mean, this definitely feels like they will break through the sector and will attack Super Earth.
I guess that's pretty much...
That's gonna be the next big thing. Like, probably, like, you know, the next big update or so, with maybe even a warbond and such, is gonna be like the attack on Super Earth. Maybe they will do a free warbond for once. That would get people back.
Honestly, I think a free warbond would probably make a lot of sense. At least, like, even if not to get people back,
Yeah.
but just as like kind of like a capstone of sorts.
I mean,
or,
also,
level, yeah.
I mean, wasn't it like last year the game came out? It would be like, you know, a whole year. So like they could be like, oh yeah, you know, once per year we're gonna eat something free out, and everything else is just they're doing pretty well in terms of numbers still. But
yeah.
like
would make
for an
sense.
online co-op game, 94,000
in order to
peak
do
is
that, they're going. In order to do that, they're going to need to start looking more. They're going to need to start thinking more long term, like less of okay, what are we doing for this year, and more of this is the plan for this year. Let's look at the next 2 years and see what we're doing that.
fair point. You know, there's the free Dom one. It's there so you can dominate all your teammates and the enemy, and then there's also the bottom one where you have to pay up. I'm sorry. My you know what? That's why I said you would fit in. My jokes are also not good.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they planning that much ahead with content. I think the warbands are relatively content sparse mostly.
Damn, also very true. I think I would say they probably just didn't know where to go, and they slowly have an idea now. Because, for example, like a lot of early warbands in the first year were just like, "Hey, here's a variant of gun X," and now they're like, "Okay, we have an attachment system now." And like, yeah, you definitely are going to make more, you know, more unique weapons now, because that just makes more sense with an attachment system, actually.
Except now there's a monolith to destroy, so your portable Hellbomb will be very useful.
Yeah, I mean it's always very useful. I get plenty of kills with it, and it clears out swarms of enemies.
You know what? Ruben does it correct. He looks like a Star Wars.
That looks very much like a Star Wars.
You look very much like a Star Wars.
Change
I mean,
the color scheme
Star
a little
Wars-
bit, and you definitely have it.
Constant system test. Freedom. Democracy.
You know,
Independence.
Seraph just brought up freedom, and now the game's like freedom. Like, yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm kind of Star Warsy because it's kind of a western.
Yeah, it's very much
Yeah.
that is very much inspired by that. Like, I mean, similarly how the Hellbomb, portable Hellbomb warband is like very much inspired a bit by, you know, 40k and shit. You know, with the face masks, it's like episode 6 all the way. honestly, 6 is underrated. I know people are like, oh no, the
That's
Ewoks,
because
and I'm
people
like,
get too excited about 5.
okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. 5 has like a special a place in my heart because I really like the movie, but also, like I watched those with my dad back in the day, and I just really fucking liked it. Like, I think the most interesting part for me was
You're subjectively biased.
oh yeah, sorry that I'm biased because I watch stuff like Star Trek and shit with my
You
dad.
need to watch everything in full depression, and only then can you have objective assessments.
Yeah, I mean, a fun thing that happened was
So Zep, you go to the monolith and kill that one, then I go to the flag.
basically, you know, it was a time when episode 1 came out and everyone was like, have you seen episode 1 and shit? And then my dad then was like, hey, I told my dad, like, hey, I want to, you know, I want to learn about Star Wars. And he was like, okay. And then he just puts in episode 4, you know, back then 4. And I was like, what is this movie? He's like, that's Star Wars. And now you start at the beginning. And and here's the interesting part. I rewatched I saw the you know, the movies later again. I was like, that's different, because turns out he still had the original shit on VHS. My dad is weird sometimes, but yeah.
Oh. Did my job of taking the hits.
But
Yeah, you took the hit from the laser thing for me. I'll
Bodyguard.
spawn you
Yeah.
in. Or, yeah.
I find it so interesting that people, you know, actually shit on episode 6 because, like, oh no, the Ewoks are so childish, and I'm like, the Ewoks are like 100% thematically on point for Star Wars, and people who don't get that don't get Star Wars, like, period.
Also, I am here as the local episode 2 enjoyer.
Episode 2 is generally like badly written, good topics. Like
The dialogue is horrendous, but everything else I find very fun.
I mean,
I even enjoy some of the dialogue too.
I mean, the whole. Let's just put it. Let's just like episode 2 is like, hey, it's a really high stakes, you know, crime plot. Even though the whole assassination attempt on Padme is like, it's just like literally someone outsourced the whole thing to someone else. Like, you know, how was it called? Jango Fett was hired to kill Padme.
Yeah.
Jango Fett outsourced his assassination job to another assassin. That assassin outsourced the job to a droid, and that droid outsourced the job to a pair of fucking bugs. Like, what the fuck? Attack of the Clones was a staple of my childhood media diet. You know, the battle at the end was just banger. Yeah. They're just an even more marketable Chewbacca. Yeah, but also like, you know, it's the cute natives that also rise up against the Empire. And it's like, what did George Lucas wanted everyone to know, to say about that? What did he want to say with that? I don't know. But let's not forget the post of all time that.
You can extract, by the way.
Let's go to extraction then. When someone was like, Star Wars was always about politics, and then people were like, no, what was episode 4 about then?
Politics.
And he was like, it was about the fucking Vietnam War, and then someone answered, that can't be true, else the Empire stands for the United States of America. And I just sit there being like, oh, buddy, you're very close.
George Lucas interview.
Oh yeah, the rebels are the Viet Cong. Okay, based. The Emperor is based on Nixon. Double based. Just. I think.
I got trapped inside of a wall and got killed by a thing. I'm just calling them chaos spawn because that's how I look at. That's what I.
Yeah.
think
Okay.
when I
Fair
see
point. like that's probably the most interesting part about it is that
Well, let's see where they're coming from.
I think the biggest problem about the prequel trilogy. Oh god damn it, Zep! Why did you throw
Sorry.
it right besides me?
I panicked. I saw the ship. I saw the ship and I panicked.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way. ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
No! God damn it! No, fuck it. I mean, I'd say I think I said it before, but like the original, ouchie, yeah. I wanted to lay down, I forgot which button it was, and I think the biggest problem of the prequels trilogy is just George Lucas just didn't get the people he wanted to direct, he wanted to direct the movies, because
Spielberg liked him too much. That was the problem.
that was definitely the biggest problem, because episode 1 was like, I mean, it's like, oh hey, it was basically as a low stakes family drama with some political build up in the background, and so he was like, hey, Steven Spielberg, that's your that's like your whole milieu. Can you maybe do that? And he was like, no, I can't. Man, that
would be too disrespectful to you.
And it's like
he quite literally said that he could not do a Star Wars movie because he felt that George Lucas could do it better.
It's like George Lucas, hey man,
way to sell yourself short, dude.
I made all of this just for you. You just need to direct it. And he's like, I can't, my man. This is your work. And then like, yeah, we all saw how that ended up. I mean, the second,
like, there's being a hype man, and there's forgetting, and then there's like failing to be objective.
Yeah. I think, I mean, let's just be real here. He was still probably kind of scarred by AI, as in like, the movie AI, because, okay.
Or was it just ChatGPT?
No. It's a retelling of Pinocchio.
That didn't exist yet.
Yeah, it's a retelling of Pinocchio, and it's not a bad movie. It's if I trust another director that much, and they said I would prefer you to, I would also trust that maybe. Fair point, but like, it's like, here's the thing. I totally respect Spielberg's work, because like, for the genres he's good in, Spielberg is like a master. Like, the guy can get the most mid script and create tearjerkers out of scenes. He's just that good in terms of directing. The thing is just, like, I think the biggest problem of him is like really this self-consciousness, because hell yeah, AI, artificial intelligence, what a film. It's a good movie, but like the story behind it is just even more fascinating, because basically Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick, wrote the movie for Spielberg, because he was like, I have the script and it's amazing, I can do it, this is a Spielberg movie. And Spielberg was like, no, Kubrick, this is your script, you should do it. Here comes the plot twist. Kubrick dies. So Spielberg now sits there and is like, oh, he was still making that movie, so he's like, okay, you know what, I finished that movie. I think the biggest flaw of AI is that Spielberg tried to make a Kubrick movie. And he's not Kubrick. No one is Kubrick, actually. Every time someone tries to make a Kubrick movie, it feels slightly off. Granted, Spielberg is the closest anyone ever came to Kubrick's style, which speaks to his fucking talent. It still feels slightly off in some places, because you're like, yeah. Because again, AI was a Spielberg script. Spielberg tried to make like a Kubrick movie. Still a great movie. I highly recommend it though. It's really good.
Well, enough, the only reason I know about AI was the epic back battles of history between the different film directors.
We know.
I've never watched or heard of it outside of that, basically.
Oh god, epic rap battles of history. That is... They're still going, by the way. We
I
actually,
know,
like, a
that's
while
so
ago,
weird.
we stumbled over a video they made, which was Henry Ford versus Karl Marx. And it's like, that's generally a really
that's
good one. That was a
That
generally
was-
good one.
That one was kind of old though now, to be honest.
It is
But it's
older,
not-
yeah,
they're not-
but it's not, it was still past the, when people were talking about the channel, this was like, I mean, we're still talking about one of the, we're still talking about, like, one of the early YouTube channels. People just stopped talking about him. It is definitely true. I saw AI as a kid and felt that shift around halfway through and went, well, that was weird, but cool movie, because I didn't know the specific production history. Yeah. I saw it in school because one of the teachers we had, like, she was a major film buff, and she always had like, she had like a huge collection, and so there was always like movie evenings, and she was like, hey, everyone who wants, come, let's talk movies and shit, and like that was great, watching a lot of movies and stuff.
I think the only movie I've ever watched in school is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was
That's an
very,
interesting choice.
it was very boring.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like, I don't think it's like a bad movie, but yeah, it's not. Yeah, oh god, the shit we watched in
like-
school.
Look, it's based on events that happened. Okay. It's like, I don't find it very enjoyable. There are more fun horror movies.
Yeah, we watched fucking Crank in school. We had a cool teacher actually. She was like, I think I said this in another during another stream already, but like, the first time we went on like a class trip, she literally was like, "Listen, we all know you want to drink alcohol. I don't care. Just don't overdo it, okay?" And everyone's like, "Sure." And so yeah, no one really overdid it.
That's like lots of horror movies, especially around back then, like 2010 and such. They never tried to be fun. It's sad.
Yeah. God, like, people have no idea about the fun, a certain horror movie, like, especially old horror movies had. They know they were 2 degree trash, and they just lived it.
The
Like,
trashy ones are more fun.
what?
The trashy ones are more fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And they still
Like,
try to be good.
really enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed watching Cannonball Run 2. It's a terrible movie, but it's fun.
Yeah.
How,
I mean,
how do you guys stand the cringe, right? 'Cause
what?
I would like those movies, but I can't stand the cringe.
Which movies?
Which movies?
You just don't really think
Bad
about
horror
it.
movies.
I mean, I'm not talking about like bad one. I'm talking about the schlocky ones. Like, for example, the ones that know they're like 2 degree just a bit goofy. Like,
I mean those as well. I just cringe at them all.
I mean, do you really think A Nightmare on Elm Street is cringe? It's goofy. Because,
I've never watched it, so honest.
oh my
I
god,
don't
watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's great. I mean, yeah, it goes completely bonkers.
Have you ever watched Hellsing Ultimate? No, not you.
No.
I'm talking about Ruben.
know. No.
You haven't watched it? Okay. Then I can't bring it as an example. Have you watched Black Lagoon?
Yes, I have. Oh, I like Black Lagoon.
See, the fight scenes would technically also fall under cringe, but they're fun, right?
Yeah, okay, I get that a bit more now. Then.
That's more the thought process behind a slasher
Yeah.
movie. It's in enjoyable stuff, like Wrong Turn. I
Yeah.
find that shit hilarious
I mean, there's
because
also,
it's absolutely stupid.
I mean, also there's this thing about slasher movies that basically there's always those assholes that get established, and those usually then die first horribly, and a very fun way. Like, I mean, for example, A Nightmare on Elm Street is like,
and everyone that the writers didn't like growing up.
yeah, that's usually the.
It's kind of funny the consistency that they do with the slasher movies, where you can see like, oh, this person had a rough time in college. Oh, all the jocks are dead.
Oh yeah, that happened.
And the hot girl who was like the cheerleader and close to the jocks, she died. But then the other hot girl who was kind of okay and fixable, she lived.
Yeah, and then you have those where, you know, the jocks miraculously survived because, like, oh yeah, he went to someone went to a school where they didn't suck.
Yeah.
Or you just watch Alien vs Predator.
Okay, Alien vs Predator is just good. Sorry.
I know, but it's also kind of trashy.
It traumatized me as a kid.
Really? I watched it when I was 12 or something.
I was, I think, 6. I was like 6 or 7,
Yeah,
I think.
it might be a bit young.
And yeah, and it was also in a dark van early in the morning. So there's probably a little bit of minor claustrophobia involved in that trauma.
Minor claustrophobia, maybe a bit dark, also child in development.
Yes.
Like, not the best mixture.
Yeah, a lot of things could have gone better in that phase of my life.
Yeah.
Wait, things could
But I'm
go
all good.
better? Oh, okay.
Reload it.
I thought things were good.
But yeah, it's just always like, you know, when it comes to horror movies, a lot of them are about the fun. Like, again, A Nightmare on Elm Street is literally, he kills people in their dreams with nightmares, and so it's like, you know, it just starts getting a bit weird because, you know, they're in their dreams, and Freddy Krueger can just do all the stuff he wants. And so it just gets more and more weird because that's like literally the premise of the fucking show / series. And then you have.
I am not a big fan of horror movies, and like if you sat me in front of one, I might watch it.
Yeah,
But
if it's
I
a good
won't
one,
seek them out.
it's not so bad. You mean like
I mean-
psychological horror or like thriller sort of?
I think both ends of the genre are just kind of like to me. It's not what I go. I watch a movie for enjoyment.
It's not your taste. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I
definitely
think
depends.
everyone watches movie for enjoyment.
Yeah, it's just
Except if
Yeah.
they're like a
But,
paid film critic.
Some people don't watch it for enjoyment. Move back.
What are they
Here's
watching?
I don't know. Some people like to watch
credits.
movies to get angry.
I mean, I want art to make me feel things. So yes, angry is definitely an emotion I'm not opposed to, depending on the mood.
It definitely depends which type of angry you mean also.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think the point is more like when it comes to horror movies. I mean, I also don't watch a lot of them. Like, I don't have a problem with slashers that much.
We're for phases.
Yeah, like slashers, maybe sometimes psychological. Those can be really good. My partner watches more horror than I do, but if I get told this will appeal you, I tend to take those pretty well. Yeah, that definitely sounds like someone knows your tastes well. That's always like the big thing. Like, I think every genre has their standout stuff where people are like, okay, yeah, I actually generally this just somehow speaks to me. I mean, when it comes to stuff like horror, I also have I generally have a bit more of a I have less problems with when there are games. Like technically Sunday is called Survival Horror Sunday on this channel. But we still need to get back to that to a degree. We're currently playing through Tales from the Borderlands. We'd run into Heretic. Oh, what was that? I mean, me and Agroni, we're still waiting for Sinners to hit the, what's it called? You know, to hit basically home streaming, because we're probably not gonna watch it in we're not gonna watch it in a theater, but that looks also great.
I think the mortar is killing civilians.
Only if enemies are there.
That's what it probably is doing.
Also, I just realized again. Yeah, I had a mortar. Hey, mortar, can you stop?
I have my phases where I watch horror movies, but I definitely prefer more niche things.
I mean, I still remember how we watched we got to watch The Empty Man, because there was like one YouTube video saying like
one of the best cosmological horror movies with the worst trailer.
Yeah, like we saw the trailer once, you know, on YouTube. We're like, okay, this one looks goofy, you know, something similar to, you know, like, oh, this is like, you know, Candyman stuff. You know, you tell stuff, you know, you tell the name and then it comes and such, and you're like, oh, okay, it's one of those. And then there was like a whole video where someone was like, no, this one is like genuine cosmic horror and like of the classic kind, and it's really good. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, the trailers are bad. They're like the worst. They make the movie look like a totally different
Movie.
a totally different horror genre, basically. And shit, yeah, then we were like, okay, fuck it, let's rent it, let's watch it, and we rented it, we watched it. Can confirm, you can't blow them up. God, why are your Tesla towers always there? Ah!
They're everywhere.
Hey, fuck.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, The Empty Man is genuinely a really good movie. It's just like, you don't think it's you know, a slow burn, psychological, you know, more cosmic horror one, where it's like, what is real and what is not, slowly slowly melting together affair, and then you're like, oh, okay, what the fuck? And then you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, this one was good. You know, not, there, is it like, you know, a standout piece of media, like, no, but it's like really good actually for what it is. So yeah, if you ever get into watching The Empty Man, general recommendation.
If you're in the mood for slow burn horror, yeah, sure.
It's not even that horrifying. It's just, yeah, it's good.
Depends. Like cosmic horror is very subjective. I find it more funny than anything else, but that's just me.
Heretic was probably more psychological thriller. Two Mormon teenage girls go to a strange man's house and he locks them in after discussing faith with them, and it evolves from there. Okay, that actually sounds cool.
It's interesting
Wait,
premise.
what was that movie?
Heretic.
Heretic.
I mean, only thing I associate with Heretic is
The game.
yeah. Big movie talks here. But yeah. Oh yeah, we can extract actually. Let's get there. But yeah, there's just like, there are great movies out there, and
sometimes you just want plain old fun, and then you watch Mongolian death worms.
yes. Mongolian Death Worms. Oh my god, that one was bad. But like, yeah, we were
How else would have Genghis Khan conquered everything if not for Mongolian death worms? I hope you didn't leave anything important there, Ruben.
No.
I just see samples where the disruptor was.
It was one sample.
You know,
one
it'd
like
be nice
common one. So
if
yeah.
the amount of samples left behind on the sample marker changed its size. So like if
Yeah,
it's a
actually,
whole
that'd be
bunch of
useful.
super samples, that
Yeah.
it would be a large sample marker.
Or like
Yeah.
if you hover over that, it would tell you how much is in there.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm a little hesitant about the hovering over it thing is just because it can be easy to.
Or even just a small number.
Well, it's not the easiest thing to like hover over.
I mean, I just zoom in and then there's sample container.
Yeah.
Relatively easy.
I was just thinking more.
I
of,
think
like,
I have a bunker here, but
Where's the bunker?
I
I
prefer.
think
I think
it's a bunker. Let me check. But it definitely looks like no, it's not.
You like to taste the fruit?
It's not a
space.
bunker. Sorry. Sorry.
Well, then come back, y'all.
Rare sample acquired.
Oh, Ruben,
Sorry.
walking over me.
Yeah. If Ruben calls
And
in,
back up.
literally spawned a Tesla tower on the. Okay, and it killed me.
That's the
Retribution.
secret they didn't teach us in school, the Mongolian deathworms. Yeah. As Sun Tzu already always said, pay your troops, know your enemy, have Mongolian deathworms. Then you shall win the war.
yes, divide and conquer with Mongolian deathworms. Obviously.
This is what we're usually talking about here. If not, Beyond is here to talk about the woes of chasing storms and birds.
Zep, beware, orbital.
Yeah, I was grabbing my backpack and samples.
Fuck, there's something to open over there. No.
Too late.
Calling down a sentry.
But yeah. Romans of the 300 Mongolian deathworms.
This sounds like a monster breeding game to me. It's like top-down, turn-based grand strategy game where you breed different strains of Mongolian deathworms to go to war.
I guess.
Do they buy them like SpongeBob style or like?
Maybe there is a breed or specific mutation you can unlock that they breed like SpongeBob.
Ah,
Maybe.
maybe.
We're just taking cues from Plague Inc. now. Good game, by the way.
Okay.
Plague Inc.
What is that?
Oh, Plague Incorporated is
Plague Incorporated. That one.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. The browser game that they later sold.
Yep. Why give it away for free when you people will pay for it?
Fair point. Also, the makers kind of deserve some money. It was a fun game.
Yeah, it's a game worth the money.
Maybe not, but I probably
Well,
spent.
yeah, maybe not worth as much as they charge now, but I'd pay maybe $5.
Yeah. Also,
Not like
I,
when
It's
I,
got
I,
free playability.
also I spent hours
It's
on
not
it when it was
cheap.
free. So
Oh, flash hider. What does it do? Vertical
It hides
recoil
flash.
yes, it hides flash.
and ergonomics are up, but worse horizontal. But you know what? Actually, that's started. Because it was
I'm
very hard to
probably
get
gonna
the other way.
go in about an hour if that's okay.
That's
So,
fine. It means
2
we
PM
can
for you guys. Yeah.
absolutely. We can totally still do one. And you know what? I'm going with a holographic site now, and I'm just looking through it. I have some.
For credits, you have pretty much always enough.
Well, if we all just went with the Constitution.
Then we die.
Yeah, then we would. Honestly, I really hate that we can. Okay, I mean,
Hold on. If you go with the Constitution and you play your stratagems well, you'll still do well.
Okay, here are a few things, by the way, I want to point out.
You also need to play as a group and not have like
Yeah.
us randomly go Rambo at times.
We could also do like a lower level, maybe slightly.
I mean, if you want like Constitution challenge, I'm also for it. I can try,
Okay, I guess.
but
It could be fun. I don't know. It's just like, let's do.
hey, we tried Oops All Fire and died miserably.
Oops, all World War One.
You just have to decide what counts as a World War One weapon and stratagem. Also, I'm going to the toilet. Please discuss.
Yeah, here are a few things I do want to say though. You know what I hate? The fact that they have a bayonet on the Constitution rifle, and it doesn't do shit.
They've got a bigger bayonet on the on the new one.
Yeah, but they should definitely, here's the thing. They should make bayonet attachments, like, laser bayonets and such, and you could make, like, a charge. Because, like, that was one of the... Okay. Here's the thing. And I do hope they will add that to the next Battlefield game, because they had that in 1 and 5. You could attach bayonets to guns, and you could do bayonet charges. Now, you'd probably be like, what would the bayonet charge be good for in Helldivers? Again, if it's a laser bayonet... Depending on the enemy, you could, and when you hit it, you could definitely just like, you sacrifice a lot of stuff, but you could one-hit kill, like maybe an overseer, just stab the fucker in the chest. Or, just deal massive damage to a flash mob, then you're in melee range, so...
Okay. So are we doing the challenge?
You know what? Why not?
I guess.
Why not?
No? Okay.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
No,
yes.
why not?
Yeah.
It was a why not.
I heard we're not.
No, it's why
But
not.
now I know we are.
Yeah, we're doing it. So what?
I'm going Constitution, Stun Lance, and
It's-
Shield.
I would take the Senator as well because it's a revolver, and revolvers were in World War One, like very ubiquitous actually.
I have a laser revolver. That's a kind of revolver.
I guess. Do you have the Senator? Oh yeah, you know what? Termite grenade? It's stick grenade.
Yeah, literally.
So, do you even have it? Yeah, I have it. What are World
Bringing the
War?
mustard gas.
What are World?
I'm doing war crimes.
Now, now we need to decide what are
Mine's
World War One
functionality.
stratagems.
Why not? Well, that's a good question. Anyway, then let's go to 6 maybe.
Yeah, a little bit easier.
Like one down. That should be less of a problem.
Okay. So I guess all of the orbital barrages except electric ones are probably World War One.
I mean, they're technically just artillery, just fired straight downwards.
The orbital barrages for the HE explosives count. Should be fine.
Orbit synchronized.
I
Okay.
guess would we have the napalm as?
They did gas, not napalm. They had flamethrowers in World War One though. Backpack ones, but they had flamethrowers.
Machine guns?
They
Yeah.
would 100% be in World War One.
Yeah.
Sentry machine guns probably as well.
Machine gun sentry.
No, they're auto firing, so no. Like
A
on their own.
HMG placement would work, but
Minefields would work. That's very World War One. Anti-tank and anti-personal mines. That's very
mortars? Yeah.
grenade launchers would work, I guess.
They don't really have them, but close enough.
Depends. It depends on what you consider a grenade launcher, because technically Janissaries existed. Let's see.
They had cars back then, didn't they? So, but,
If you count that one really hack job Russian vehicle, yes.
trying to think of what backpack makes sense.
Did
Support
they
backpack.
have anti-tank rifles? No, they had anti-material rifles.
I guess I'll just resupply the squad is what I'll do.
Oh god, this is getting hard. Oh,
They technically had bombers in World War One.
So
They existed.
the napalm barrage doesn't count then?
doesn't, but gas.
Okay.
The walking
They had
barrage is
bombers in
very
World
much,
War One.
by the way, walking barrages,
Would gas mines count?
yeah. They had those in
Okay,
World War
then
One.
I'm gonna go gas, fire, and resupply.
I don't think the orbital rail cannon is World War One.
Yeah, I know, I misclicked there. But the orbital strike, yes. Precision strike,
Yeah.
that existed. Technically, they had ballistic shields. Technically, I'm getting a supply pack, I suppose, as well. Just...
Maybe they did have ballistic shields.
No, they did. They actually built like
they had plate
protection
armor.
for the machine guns. Yeah.
Yeah, they
The
had
Germans,
that.
yeah, the Germans used plate armor. I know that in World War One. So did the Austrians and I think Italians as well.
God damn it! It's kind of wild to see that my old my old Blaha shit post I made like 4 years ago or so is now going big because I reposted it on Blue Sky. I hit a nerve with people. That's always the weirdest part when that happens.
Wait, a good nerve or a bad nerve?
A good nerve. People like
Oh,
it.
Yay.
I just find interesting. We're like, oh, we need to use the Constitution for World War One. Everyone uses some support weapon to not having to use the fucking Constitution.
I know, I do plan on using it, but I just like, okay, I need something
Wait,
to
what?
do.
Oh, oops, I forgot to change my gun.
Well, then you don't use your gun.
I'm using a lever action. They use lever actions in
Okay,
World
you know
War
what? That
One.
is actually very much fair to a degree, but
Literally the
room.
1985 Russian Winchester rifle.
Yes, I know. A thing that only happened because the Russians
Battlefield
didn't. Yeah, the one game why everyone knows shit about World War One actually.
Slightly.
Okay,
Okay, you all shooting, I'm doing the mission, so I don't have to interact with World War One equipment.
Rube, throw me behind. Turn around and throw me down. Thank you.
Squid outpost spotted.
yeah, I know, but the lever action rifle only really happened because the Russians were just in a. Okay, so everyone who doesn't know what happened, basically, the Russian Empire was like, we're going to war, and then this was like, Tsar Nicholas II, we don't have enough rifles. It's like, Bliad, what do you mean not enough rifles? And they're like, we don't have enough rifles. And then fucking Winchester went and was like, oh, you need rifles. We have these, you know...
We can make rifles.
No, I mean, the point was actually even funnier because it was literally, oh, we have a lot of these lever action rifles that we can sell on the civilian market. We can just change those to your preferred ammunition because, you know, they couldn't make enough Mosin Nagats fast enough. And so they just bought in a lot of lever action rifles that Winchester converted, and they were solid rifles, and it was still just like kind of hilarious to think about that because
Super credits. Yay.
oh nice. Oh my, I'm almost at, probably at 900 super credits again, so depending on how long we make, I could even get a warbond this time. Need to just get a good idea what I want to. Okay, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed that every shot is getting reloaded manually. Actually, the gun is really cool because yes, it's a lever action rifle, you know, converted in terms of ammunition, but it also does stuff like, for example, they have a whole extra. They have a whole extra mount at the when you open them, so that you can actually feed the Mosinaga stripper clips in. That was, you know, so they can still reload.
I am the only one at the objective, by the way.
Yes, I guess, because I got pushed away and now I'm just looking for stuff.
Why?
I am on my way. I got trapped and stuck trying to get things done.
You all have interesting problems.
Yeah. Welcome to World War I problems. But it also just shows how much World War I already was a resource war instead of everything else. Yeah, I'm a bit miffed that the Constitution rifle doesn't have a stripper clip reload the moment you fire it empty, because that it should have one.
No strippers in the Constitution allowed.
Then why is it called freedom?
The freedom to strip.
The freedom to get rid of your clothes. Yeah.
Calling down fortifications.
Honestly, the fact that apparently this liking of pants is very widespread in trans circles is probably one of the funniest realizations I had in recent years. I didn't expect it to be this big. Okay, you both should do that, by the way. Okay. Anti-material rifle does the job.
Calling in reinforcements.
They refuse to pay sex workers. Terrible policy. Yeah, okay, fair point. Oh god, that's a good one actually. Ah, yeah. Just pay fucking sex workers. It's like,
It's still work.
it's
Well,
work.
literally.
Yeah.
Yes?
The oldest profession in the world. Like, I'm sorry.
I got the
Oh, it's perfect already.
Oh,
Yeah, now you...
sorry.
Why are we resupplying here?
I don't know, do we have time?
No, we are pretty much done already.
Okay, Zeb killed me.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have walked on mines.
Oh,
Did
no,
they
I
not
had
teach
to
you
be
that
at the
in
console.
in school?
There are mines at the console. I needed to get...
Germany only has bombs, no mines.
It's kind of interesting that, you know, the American uses gas mines. That's a German thing to do.
Do we have now a cultural monopoly on war crimes?
You know what? No, we just
I
have
thought that was Canada.
Yeah.
we have one on certain war crimes.
Oh, you know what? This is how it worked. So, Canada has the cultural monopoly on war crimes. And Canada is the 51st state, so, therefore, it makes sense.
God damn it. God, no.
Didn't one of the, like, I think it was like Florida... I think it was the Florida Panthers, like, NHL leader or something like that, got, like, kicked out of the league because he was going on about 53rd state and all that.
I have no idea.
I don't know if you follow hockey at all. I don't.
No?
I don't know. I don't follow the Florida Panthers.
How's the question where the reinforcements are coming from? Because I don't see any.
I'm just gonna throw down some mines here.
Let me take a minute.
And then just no one walks out there anymore.
Well, 2 minutes waiting.
I'm learning so much about world politics.
That the site destroyed to the where I'm heading.
I mean,
the east.
You can destroy that one, no problem. There are no mines there.
I mean, I don't know where you're from, but
looks like they're coming
also you don't need to
from
tell.
the west.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's just, we usually talk a lot about it here. Like, this is a pretty open stream about that, because I generally think, you know, politics are just part of life, and I don't think it's sensible to pretend they're not. God damn it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Bag's empty. New mag.
Also, I recommend not running too far.
Oh, there's something.
There's a flash mob in the midst.
The flesh mobs attack really fast. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're healing, they can overdo from they can outdo you.
Oh.
Healing.
Oh, okay. Now I got the context. Yeah, I mean the Canadians were like pretty. It's kind of interesting that they really got like the They were like a lot of Geneva editions were like literally, hey, remember that shit Canada did? And everyone was like, yeah. Literally one of the reasons why I keep saying, if people are like, oh, we can just annex Canada, like, really? Do you want a war with a country that is mostly just forests, perfect for guerrilla warfare, and they are known for war crimes? Eliminated, killed by warpship? What happened here?
Questions?
Okay.
So, are we extracted or what?
I think so. The bug divers happened again.
Yeah, we extracted.
Okay. That was definitely appreciate understanding politics as part of the lives we live. Yeah. I mean, this was always the case. I mean, that was just kind of a thing with, for me at least. It was generally surprising for me, you know, going online and, you know. No, we all died, I think. We didn't get XP, only you got XP.
But it said everyone extracted.
That's just so weird what happened here. You know, because, like, you know, it's like, you know, politics is just part. You know, you talk about that, it's normal. And people are like, no politics and such. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
What most people mean with politics are politics they're not comfortable talking about for a variety of reasons.
Yeah. Like, it's a weird thing when you realize, holy shit, I can't, you're coming from like a really leftist family actually. Like, there's shit we talked at the dinner table that like a lot of online groups would have meltdowns over now, even today. Like,
I think some of those families, some of the people who would have meltdowns today, they would not have had those meltdowns on the same topics if this was like not 8 at this point, but I guess 16 years ago.
That is definitely a case, but like, it's more like, when you learn, just how that, like, oh hey, your great grandfather was a Marxist, right? And like, he did what? Like, yeah, he wrote Marxist critiques and theory, and like, oh, I thought he was a psychologist. Oh yeah, he was that too.
Yeah.
This is so weird because like I knew my great grandfather wrote books. Like that's one of the things my grandfather always told me. Like, yeah, he wrote books, but he was a psychoanalyst. And I was like, oh, okay, psychology books, cool. Probably will read them at some point. And then when my grandpa died, it was like, oh yeah, no, the Nazis hated him because he wrote Marxist literature. Like, what the fuck?
We're doing this normally now, aren't we?
What?
Are we doing the World War I or normally now?
World War One still.
Okay.
We're doing this. We're doing a whole mission set.
Let me just switch out to the. That's what my phone. There we go.
Yeah. That was certainly an experience. Do you think the anti-tank mines trigger the flash mobs? No, fuck it. Let's try it out. Yeah, this
We will
like.
see.
Yeah, it is just like it actually just puts it very much into perspective. Like, oh yeah, my family was just way less conservative than most. Like, even in comparison to like what people tell about their families, it's just. Yeah, no.
I don't think my family talked much about politics, and if so, I kind of zoned out because they weren't really talking about anything.
Yeah, that's like, there's like a lot of avoidance in a lot of families. Yeah, I'm sure there are parallels in many countries, but a lot of Americans don't like to face politics because it would require acknowledging a lot of terrible things the country did to gain the advantages enjoyed now. Yeah. Definitely helps having, ancestors who are like, nah, that shit happened. I experienced it, in a negative way.
Go now, Helldivers. Let our enemies take no step that is not hindered by the corpse of their comrade.
Attack back inbound. Calling down a support weapon. That's empty. Calling down a support weapon.
I will destroy the scrambler, I guess. We don't actually need to. Should I destroy the scrambler?
If you want to, sure.
Then I destroy the scrambler. The scrambler. Yeah. It's just like, I think there's generally a lot of room I think people should be able to talk about.
Also,
I mean, this is...
bunker.
What?
Bunker.
Oh, yeah, then someone help Agonia. Like,
Okay, I'll be right there.
I'll follow you now.
I mean, we sometimes call this one the Yap stream, when we don't stream, don't play games on Fridays. Because we just talk a lot of topics, but a bunch of times it's just, hey, the current political situation is bad, and I think it's always like just good to have like a place where people can talk about it.
Reloading.
Flamethrower.
Super credits. Medals.
Nice.
Tagging map. South 100 meters.
Okay, yeah, that didn't work.
What did you try?
I tried to melee them with the. I tried to bayonet charge them.
No!
Didn't work.
Bayonet charge what?
The observers.
Reloading.
Well, the objective is full of things that should better not be on objectives, so I am barraging it.
Rare sample acquired. Freedom never.
Requesting fortifications. Calling in orbital strike.
Reinforcing.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that's the thing, you
Thank
know?
you.
We live in the imperialist core, and like, I just, sometimes you really just don't know how ignorant a few people are, which isn't like, you know, not even totally their fault. It's like, people just don't know a lot of stuff, you know?
No, oftentimes they also don't want to know, to be fair.
That's the next thing, you know. It's like, do we really want to talk about, you know, war crimes, genocides, and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's already enough bad stuff to deal with in the country itself in terms of
Yeah,
you know,
but
healthcare, social care.
But on the other hand, you kind of need an understanding of
Poverty
it to even know fully where stuff comes from and how to address
Yeah.
it.
I mean, honestly, on that part, I really just had it probably pretty good, considering, you know, I had a pretty diverse class in school. You know, boarding school and shit. You know, they had like a big basketball team. So they were like, people were talking about like, yeah, you know, we had like this African descent, for example, from Sierra Leone. And they talked about that. And it's like, yeah, that's good to know. Also, you just sometimes just witness the blank racism, which is like, god damn it.
Requesting orbital strike.
And you know, not the typical ones where people, you know, just, you know, do the really big insults and shit. Like, that barely happens. It was always just the subtle stuff, you know? Like, for example, for example, with during religion class, because that's just a thing. Like, religion is just a thing you have to attend in school, and like every school.
Not every school.
Okay, yeah, but in West Germany, it's like, you know, religion is just something that is a.
It's only West Germany.
Yeah, in West Germany, it's like, you know, there's Lutheranian classes and blah, and Roman Catholic ones. You know, the school where I went to, the later one only had evangelical, because, you know, in an old evangelical monastery it was based in. Anyway, the thing is more like, we had a pretty cool teacher there who was like more in you know, have connections with people and such, and we basically went to the senior home in the local town, because he was like, you know, old people know a lot of stuff about the world, and, you know, you can learn from them. And well, there was a pair of old ladies, and they just casually used the N-word, the German version, but they used it, you know. Not even maliciously, but like you were like, oh god. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit differently also culturally in Germany, but it's still not a word you should be using.
Yep. It's just, you know, the casual stuff. Or I think one of the more okay, so here's the thing. Basically, right, definitely. Yeah, so what actually very interesting story is that you know, when we had our, you know, final course, basically politics class last time during school, like, you know, the last years or so, we went to Berlin, and it was like Berlin Fashion Week or so going on, and you know, people in the class were like, oh, you know what, we need to get in there, you know, we can get in there, and like most were 18, you know. That's weird. Holy shit. It's like, what the fuck? Why? So, oh, boarding school. I probably went to a different, probably totally different experience than I had though. Like, my school was, holy shit, my school was hella chill and progressive compared to like every school on the goddamn planet. But, yeah. Still, it was like, okay, basically what happened, they wanted to get into Fashion Week. For most, not a problem. So there's a funny thing that happened. Basically, one guy on the course was like 2 years younger than I was 18, he was 16. And basically, he was like, hey, can I borrow your passport? You're 18. And like, would that work? And like, just look at it. Like, you know, I looked at my passport, which was made you know, when I was 16. Like, we just kind of, you know, basically someone pointed out that we looked shockingly similar, even though, you know, the guy was like 3 heads taller than I am, which is just, oh, okay, that's a thing. But anyway, basically what happened is that I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, sure, take it. Is this a felony? Kind of illegal? Who cares?
Yeah, you're kind of incriminating yourself a little bit.
They will never find out. It's also years ago, over like a decade, who cares? It's like school shit.
FBI cares.
Yeah, but this is Germany, so...
Who does please, sir? So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where like, and so, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, what basically happened... What basically happened was, you know, they waltz up to the, entrance, you know, passport gets controlled and such, and the guy that had my passport just got in without a hitch and problem. Just, you know, yeah, seems fine. And the other ones were like, okay, we need to definitely look into you a little bit. Like, they were 19 at the point, like, they were older than me. Like, I was like, god damn it. And you can definitely tell who of the group was searched. Or, you know, where they were, like, just looking into it a little bit more. It's like,
Yeah, we're talking about, how's it called in English? Racist profiling, I guess?
Basically, racist profiling, yeah. A little bit. So, like, I think the funniest part about that is that people at the doors are, you know, apparently were of Arabian descent. So like, god damn it, you should know better. Honestly, the anti-material rifle is really good at taking them down if you fast fire them. I need to keep that in mind. But oh well.
The way our civilians run, they are really hard to discern from the voteless.
That's true.
I use the same model.
Probably.
The base rig, but the animations are a bit different, but still very similar.
Honestly, I will say that makes sense because a lot of civilians don't know how to run properly.
I mean, yes. Like, even a bit.
Oh. Yep, that was a... Oops. Avoid killing them directly, though, because...
Yes?
Then you will be marked traitor now. Oh, but yeah. I hope your boarding school wasn't too bad. I heard from like a lot of people that a lot of boarding schools are actually pretty bad. Like I said, I just really got the one really chill one. Because like...
Actually, so the thing with boarding schools, I don't think it's actually as widespread as people have made you believe about it.
No, I mean, like, there are definitely not a lot of them. It's more like, you know, a lot of them are kind of conservative and shit, and it's not the nicest place to be. I think one of the more interesting parts was that I had basically the option to choose which school I want to go to. And there was a whole thing, and you know, and basically the problems with my original school that were summed up with the teachers are shit and Nazis, and basically German Youth Protection was like, you know what, no, we're gonna pay you boarding school so you can, you know, finish school without problems and stuff. And there was like, you know, I had I could choose from two, and I just chose, you know, one was like a bit more bigger, prestigious, and I chose the other one because it was just like really fucking chill there, because, you know, old monastery, yes, it was like a lot more out in, you know, in the wilderness, but like cozy. It was alright enough for me. Regimented certainly, but got through okay. Mostly was just some choice I made at 14 that seemed harder to change than just getting through it normally. Yeah, sometimes that happens. And yeah, basically just what happened on my end was, yeah, I had to choose, and the one was like, this one was down over, the one I went to was just
coming.
So much more chill, like,
Oops. Okay, it's fine.
Like how I joked that I had about an hour and a half of free time a day, with classes on Saturdays, but made college seem pretty breezy and free. I get you! Yeah, I mean, compared to that, we were like, I mean, it was nice, you know, because you could just sleep longer. What the fuck? You rolled over me!
This is a very
Zap!
scenic extraction.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see you anywhere.
Oh, there was Ruben!
It wasn't me, I wasn't driving.
If I was driving and you died, it wasn't my fault.
But yeah, blech. Yeah. But yeah, basically for us it was more like, you know, you had a lot of free time. I was already excelling at sports, so I didn't have to miss and then make up for classes. Decided so I really precisely the niche that worked for me. Yeah, that sounds at least good. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have Saturday classes. I mean, they said, stay in, you stay like 2 weeks in school and then go home for a weekend. But also, like, it was a bit weird. Like, for example, they had the thing that they had decades. So, like, the two weeks had different school plans, because the idea was that, if children do the same thing every single week, that will just get too monotonous and it's just bad for the mental health of the children. And I don't know fully about that, but it was actually, yeah, pretty chill about that. Obviously, there was like a lot of, a bunch of free time of, like getting to eat meals and shit. Yeah. But I mean, biggest thing they had? No homework. The school was very strictly against homework. They were like, yep, homework is bullshit and just is there to, and just ruins children. So like, that was like, it's really chill if just.
Oh, oh that's
it was like, it was literally like, school ended around like 15, 16, and then you just had the day off, and you still had like 2 hours mid break during the day, so you could actually eat and still have like a whole hour of just hanging out with friends. Go to sleep. There was like a big breakfast break. We didn't even have like a bell, like, because once again the whole mindset was bells suck. They just organize the day too much. It's like the teachers have like it's 2 45-minute classes, and then they just decide when they end it. They can end earlier or later. It's their call. Also, no honorary titles, because they were like, no, that's authoritarian bullshit. You can be on equal terms with your teacher. That's better. I'm like, yeah. But the problem of every class is only going to assign maybe an hour of homework, but you need to take 7 classes a term. Only have about 4 hours in the evening you're typically allowed to dedicate to studying if you were a boarding student. Yeah, that's definitely doesn't sound that nice. Let me just see. Can I do some stuff here? No attachments, only patterns. Damn it.
Have you forgotten already?
I thought I could at least put on a site, but no, I forgot that there.
Then let's do the last World War I mission, and then
we can go back to playing like normal people. But yeah, it's. That was basically what we had. It was very chill. I mean, the thing is, the only really rule they had was, you went into, you either did we call it Meister, then sorry, a Gesellen in German. It's like, you learn you learn there was like a carpentry they had a whole carpentry basically factory there, or for metalworking and plastic working and how's the sewing thing, cloth making. Cloth making, yeah. And basically there's like a whole thing in Germany where they like, okay, these are protected things. So if you want to so you have to actually learn them to actually do them professionally. And basically what happens is that you could choose to learn it there. And if you didn't do one of those, be in 2 clubs. And one of my clubs was TTRPG, so ooh, free hobby time every single week. Yeah, it's generally a good school, like, and it only got actually kind of better because after I left, my old politics teacher got the job of headmaster at the school. Because the previous one, she was kind of disliked for good reason. Like, seriously, in comparison to most principals at the school, she was still very chill. But like, the problem is, when you're a chill principal at a very progressive liberal school, anti-authoritarian liberal progressive school, you still stand out a lot.
That's not really...
Ruben?
I know.
No. Napalm. Bad. No napalm. Napalm is World War II in Vietnam. And we don't have a Vietnam weapon yet. Well, technically...
M16A1. Ooh, I hope so.
I mean, if they ever add an AK or M16A1, we can do the Vietnam War run, but yeah. That was what we had. And yeah, basically he got the job because ironically he was kind of overachiever for being a teacher at the school anyway. He just kind of landed there by accident. Like, he had 2 doctors and a professor in like social studies and politics, so basically he got an offering of, going back to university, and then the school was like, hey, do you want to have a better job? We give you extra payment. And then he was like, you know what, I like it here, so yes. Yeah. And then he democratized a lot more because he was like... Okay. Because he was like, children should have a saying in how a school is run, because it's still their school. Which is the right call, in my opinion.
Depends on the degree, but sure.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It's a pretty chill school. And I still say, a lot can be copied to other schools. And also a big thing where, people always say, you can't apply that to everywhere, it's gonna be hard for children to catch up with everyone else. Here's the thing. This was in one of the, countries here, the states, where it's basically, if you want to, the final exam is centralized. So every school has the same exam, and, teachers from other school graded. Except one person in my class who failed with 1 point, everyone passed without a problem. There was no problem, getting through it. Requisition clips. Without doing the homework and such. Oh no.
What
okay.
though?
I will say your schedule is different from the amount of time and consistency that you spend in class is different compared to other schools.
Is it?
Pretty normal in Germany.
No,
actually,
it's very, very basic for Germany. We usually pair usually a class, is mandated to go 45 minutes, but then, schools just add 2 German classes into one, and then it's 2 45 minutes, and that's that was just the basic. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's different elsewhere.
Yeah.
I still find it funny that my politics teacher was very sour about the grade I had.
Yeah, it was close with the thermite.
Oh. Well, then let's go. I think I said it before here, but like, if you're interested, Seraph, I could tell you what happened there because it's actually kind of a funny story.
Reloading.
Is the thermite sticky again? I can't remember.
It is sticky.
It's sticky.
But
Yeah.
not as sticky as you'd like.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like if it hits the arms of a flash mob, it kinda sometimes glitches through them. Or bounces off.
It's
Yeah, maybe the hitbox isn't fully modelled properly.
Well, it interacts with them and sometimes it sticks, so it seems just a bit wonky.
what
Okay.
do we have here?
Yeah.
Actually, oh, mm-hmm.
Oh, is it a bunker?
No, something is here, and I don't know what, and I wanted to see, but I completely
It's spawning
misfired.
you right next to your stuff.
Oh, super credits. Damn, I'm almost at 900. And I killed that flash mob first.
I was killed.
Okay,
Well, I
then
think
let's
I'm
get...
also the only one at the objective, right?
Yeah, right now, yes.
Oh, you did.
I should not be... yeah,
dead.
no, because I'm blocked. I was like, is this pool too deep? It is. Why is there a deep pool? Hate this. God.
It's the best trap ever. It's like Helldivers can't swim.
For some reason...
Water is expected.
They're anti-witches.
What does also swim? A duck! So if it has the same weight as a duck. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, amazing movie. Okay. I think I lagged. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we need some reinforcement. Also, maybe... Okay.
Reporting to the front. Calling down fortifications.
More reinforcement.
Sorry.
I was able to get your reinforcement in before I died.
Oh god. It was to the Tesla tower.
Yeah, they're still there. We need to get rid of them first.
Yeah, I did. But there was one I didn't see. Now it's gone.
Yeah, spot.
Requesting tac pack.
Wait, did you... Ruben,
What?
don't pull the mob to me.
I didn't mean to
You
go
did!
to you!
You did! You ran past me! Oh, spatial awareness!
What can you do?
Hey,
We're not talking,
Well, that worked.
Okay. Yes.
blew me up.
I think the Hellbomb was attacked by something. After you answered.
The hell bomb was hit by something.
It was just like,
by something
oh yeah,
after
this
it
is
was
just kind of working out. Okay, what is going on here? Oh.
Okay, now we just need to extract. Isn't
Yeah.
that nice?
We just need to extract. Okay, let's just walk there.
Down a support weapon.
Oh well. I do miss TTRPG's evenings. We were like every Tuesday and every Saturday we fucking played TTRPGs. You know, if we didn't have LAN parties and played Dota, that was the time. Oh, there's the Cock Rock.
Yeah, but we had 6.
Yeah, but still some in there.
Oh.
It's 6.
I think it's like 2 of them in there at
Yeah,
this level.
3.
3?
3.
Oh, nice.
They buffed that.
Yeah, so it shows up on, I believe, 4 and up. At 4, I think it's just 1.
Well, that's more than in the beginning of the game. Now I actually want
Yeah.
super credits on higher difficulties. That's one of the things they haven't scaled well yet.
Package acquired.
Calling in reinforcements.
Drop in package.
Yeah.
Calling in extraction.
Yeah, we always had, yeah, again, I said Tuesday evenings, and Saturdays. If we didn't play something else on Saturdays.
Drop in package.
What have you found? Did you just start putting shit in?
Yes.
I only had napalm there.
Does it
That's
matter?
fine. We don't have the time to do anything else.
Yeah,
Just put in
now
the
we
last
just
one.
need to skedaddle then. It was always fun. Or you know...
Did you not put in the last one?
No, because there was an airship, so deadly. No. Someone attracted a jet. That's deadly. I'm not gonna be there.
You probably attracted a jet.
No.
Yes.
I just don't get why you put it down when you were right next to the thing.
Because then we can decide what we want to put in which order.
Well, no, that's not what I was talking about. You had the thing in your hands, and it was the last one to be loaded up, and then you put it down. When you left.
But yeah.
Well, probably didn't think it through.
I mean, I had to dive away from, or as I died, so, you know.
Well, that would explain it.
Yeah. But yeah.
But
It was
I'm
always good
convinced you
times.
attracted a jet.
I mean, you know what, now that I think about it, I think those Saturdays with TTRPGs and Dota definitely helped grow a bit of a bad habit. Because Sunday was brunch time. The brunches were amazing. It was a gigantic fuck off buffet. Like, it was heaven. Like the women that staffed the cafeteria, they were like, they really put always everything into it. So what we usually did was we just fucking wasted through the night, and then there was like brunch time. Let's get there early. We're the first at the buffet. Hell yeah!
I'm trying a more bombastic ending for this one, so I recommend everybody getting in the Pelican thingy as soon as they can.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I'm getting in. Oof! No! You.
This was the last one in the mission set, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna head now.
Yep.
Sure.
Night.
Have a good night.
You guys too. Have fun. Oh, it's really good.
But yeah, I think the biggest one we always had when we were like, you know, we were like 10 people stuffed into a small room, LAN cables everywhere. Because, you know, we had also Chinese exchange students. So, Dota group always full. When we were like, yeah, we want to play Dota? And we're like, yeah. It was great. Oh. Good times.
Well, how late is it?
It's 2 a.m. Damn.
We could also generally maybe turn it down now.
What? But this is Yep Stream Friday. We usually are.
Do you want to write tomorrow?
I literally finished writing today.
Oh, you already finished?
Yes, I finished it. It wasn't a lot. I could have finished it yesterday as well. I already asked people if they want to read it.
Bye.
Good night. Have a good night.
Bye. Night.
Okay. Just a few more super credits, and I have Can I get a new Womont? And you can now. Oh yeah, you have the explosive one.
Mm-hmm.
Very useful. Yeah. I tried. I actually just got the armor set today because I was like, oh, I haven't had the armor from Urban Legends, and actually pretty good for heavy armor that I can just reload fast and have more ammo. It's pretty good. I can recommend it. It's good.
That probably makes the how's it called? Let me look it up. The adjudicator.
Oh right, the adjudicator is
It's usable with that armor.
shit. Now I want to try that actually. Damn it. Yeah, we shouldn't. But you're right. We should probably not go too long.
I need 50 more medals in order to get the jetpack.
I mean, question is, do we want to go for another round? Just a little bit relaxed? That's up to you.
Your call. I would be fine with stopping for today. I don't feel that well.
Okay.
I am kind of tired, so.
Then
I'd be
that
fine
definitely
with
settles it very easily, actually. Maybe one day we should sit down again and farm some super credits. Maybe. But yeah. Not today, I guess.
No, not today.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, what should I get? And I probably should. I do want to save up on a few things. Yeah.
Viper Commandos.
No, like, this. Okay, I have basically 3 I'm still looking at, and it's like, Polar Patriots, Truth Enforcers, and the Borderland Justice. So like, 1 I'm close, 2 I need to probably farm up to, but yeah, that could be done, if I want to do it in a bit. So yeah, actually with the this one and the Adjudicator will probably be pretty good. Why do that? Oh yeah. Oh well. TWGs. Hopefully next time we can actually do a bit more Hunter the Reckoning. So I have more time actually finishing the 3rd chapter of your epic story through Europe and whatever that entails. Yeah. As said, if anyone wants to, join the Discord or so, we are invite only because, we kind of want to control everything and have the community a bit organized because a lot of it sucks. So it's more like, just say, hey, sounds cool to join. We can send you an invite. And yeah, otherwise, hope you all had a fun time. Hopefully next time I don't misadvertise that there is there's Hunter the Reckoning happening when it doesn't. But I hope hopefully next time the players don't forgo. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed the day. See you all on Sunday for episode 2 of Tales from the Borderlands. And yeah, have a good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good weekend ahead of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.